Damn, bitch. It's already like 100 of y'all in this bit. Listen, we're excited. Get into it. Like the video up. Share it. Get ready. We have a full show. We got things to talk about, y'all. There's been so much going on. Okay, Wendy Williams is vaping. Okay, she's vaping out here. Jeannie Mai's ex-husband is acting like a bitch. Y'all know Nicki Minaj out here allegedly harassing people. They got to do conversations with the real, which is weird. And we got some Trick Daddy and Trina news, y'all. So get comfortable, get y'all snacks and shit. And we about to start this thing. Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, I don't know who got a better intro. I don't. I really don't. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? It's the old ladies first panel. How y'all doing?
What's up?
Doing.
Right, doing on this Friday Eve.
Okay. There are a lot of people in the chat. We appreciate y'all. Y'all showed up expeditiously. And I appreciate that. Okay, because we hope y'all gonna enjoy tonight's show. This is a little we trying to do it a little different this time, and you know, y'all really like the conversational pieces, so we're doing a little bit more of those, a little less shows. But wait up until the end or come back in the morning, however you watch us. Whatever you do, but we will be here talking about Married at First Sight. There's echo. Hold up. Married at First Sight, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Real Housewives of Potomac, and a special little conversation about the new show, Our Kinds of People. All the black goodiness, chocolatey goodiness, just real shiny and beautiful all over the place. I mean, it's the best that Lee Daniels has to offer us, people. He's definitely taken over Tyler Perry's spot as far as like being the person, you know what I'm saying, with the go-to shows, you know?
Yeah. Stars with everything to me.
I have got to binge watch that because I have never really watched it. I put it on and fell asleep.
Oh no, watch it. It just broke my heart when it ended.
Yeah, you might be upset when it ends because it ain't gonna be it's a cliffhanger.
There's no closure.
It was supposed to be a movie, and they just never did the movie.
Yeah, I have to say, well, we'll talk about that later. I ain't gonna get into Our Kind of People, but yeah.
Okay. So there's an echo again. Wait a minute, StreamYard, you son of a. And we're back. Okay. You have to give it a moment. You have to give it a second. Thank you so much, Jonah K. Shackleford. Hey, y'all just dropping in. Y'all are beautiful ladies inside and out. Thank you. We try. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to start off with the cards. Got questions. Want some answers. And I also want answers from people in the chat. And I would really appreciate if you ladies would be my eyes for me because a bitch is blind. And today is just especially bad.
You know y'all blind, right?
We all are. Let me zoom
That
in.
is so true.
I'm zooming in. That's what I did. That was better. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, so I got some questions, and I want you to answer the questions, and I also want people in the chat to answer the questions. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, we ready. Does your partner please you in bed every time? Who's going first?
My connection broke up in the whole middle of that. You said what every time?
And I repeat. Does your partner please you in bed every time?
Why are you trying to get my wedding called off? What kind of question is that?
I'm over here trying to figure out the best way to say I plead the fifth of like I'm not even gonna participate, but then I'm like you can't not participate. But what's the best answer? Is
Thank you,
I mean,
Shelly.
sometimes it's not even about pleasing. It's like sometimes he wants stuff and I don't, and I'm like, I don't care.
Right?
Ooh, okay,
I was thinking
so
that like sometimes you're just not in the mood.
Expound.
Yeah.
What does he want that you not in the mood for? Talk.
Like he horny and I'm not, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it, but go ahead. So I'm not pleased because I'm not. It's like finish what you're doing, and let me go to sleep. Or I have stuff to do. Like finish what you're doing. I have a live at 9, so do what you do. Go to sleep, go to work, and that's it. But sometimes it's not even about.
Girl, did you say alive?
Yes,
alive.
she did.
No, ma'am.
Yes. No, I definitely understand.
It's like
I got a live to get done. So if we're gonna do this.
Yeah. So it's like I'm like, so when I want it, yes. But I think there are times when like we don't really want it, but they do. And so it's like, okay, well let's go ahead and have it because it is what it is. But I'm like, I'm not satisfied, but I also didn't want nothing. So if I don't get mad, I'm good.
Okay. So wait, let me ask that. Does everybody get theirs? How about that? Easier question. Still a no? Okay.
I'm not doing this with y'all.
I listen.
I ain't saying nothing.
Listen, don't look up at me like that, Jay Lee. So don't look up at me like that. I'm pulling cards. I just pulled the cards. Okay. I'll answer that. And I guess that's probably why I didn't see this question is problematic, is because yes. There have been times, but like when I think about overall and like as of recent and in my far memory, yes, every single time. And we're gonna learn from there because you know, there's always positives and there are always negatives. But that is one of the positives. Now, him upstairs shaking all his body hair all over my bathroom right now.
Mm-mm.
I'm not shaking the body hair.
Well, he gets out the shower and he dries himself off and he does it with such vigor. And he's hairy. He's a big hairy nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it keeps you warm in the winter, but it's problematic when you have to dust like every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? But yes, no. He's attentive. So yes, in that area. Okay, so then the next question I feel like is a no-brainer. Have you ever faked an orgasm?
In life?
Or
like
in life?
Yes.
But I'm gonna give y'all in life.
Jeez Louise.
In life?
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna expound on that.
In life,
give me a time when you absolutely was like faking, like really putting on for the fake.
Y'all remember I told y'all I had an ex that I found out really wasn't into women like that?
Yes.
It was that time. It was a long time ago though. Yeah.
It's been a while, but I mean, you fake for different reasons. It depends on. Jamie, you say because I'm not. Nope, I'm not doing.
I don't really got a whole lot to say. Y'all know when it be coming to talking about sex, I be for the most part reserved about stuff like that. But just know like that Mirla. Right, I'm Mirla all day when it comes to that. I just know that I've faked orgasms, and it was primarily with an ex.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it.
It happens.
Yeah, I like that.
Sometimes you just be like,
He was just a rough person at times. I mean, it was just like, baby, hurry up.
Because some guys feel like I think some guys feel okay, we are grown. Some guys feel like if you don't finish, they have to keep going, and you like, I don't need you to keep going. I need you to be done.
No,
and so like, okay,
you do have to keep going.
But if you've gotten yours, no, if you've gotten yours, I don't need you to. He don't need to keep going. Like, I'm done.
How are you done if you didn't get yours? You know
what I'm saying? But like, so some people just like to keep going, and I'm like, but I'm done though. but I'm done though. I'm like, I'm finished. I get some, some guys like multiples, but I'm done though. I'm good. Leave me be. Leave me alone. I want to go sleep. I got work in the morning. I got school at night. Leave me alone. So I think some guys
school at night. Wait a minute.
He's just coming up with excuses. She didn't want to do it to begin with. That's why she said,
what is going on?
This is from a time when I was working during the day, but I was at school at night. I went to Everest for medical stuff. But I'm like, I literally like, I have school tonight. I got what? But some guys feel in their head she has to have more than one. I'm not that person. I'm good. Leave me alone. So, okay, let me fake the second one so I can go to bed.
I have a question for y'all. So I was just sitting here thinking, we talked about faking, but have you ever had sex to where when you finish, you be like, well, if it's God's will, I'm pregnant, it's just going to be. Because sometimes I'll be like, well, shit, if I'm going to get pregnant, that better have been the time.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to figure out how to answer this question. Well, yeah, I'm a person. I feel like I think it's weird when people pull out either way. So I feel like if you're having sex with no condom, for one, I don't see the point, because you can get pregnant because you're not wearing a condom. So I don't get why people will have no sex condoms with no sex. And then the guy pulls out. I'm like, for what? Because you're already wrestling with danger. So this
you minimize the chances. That's why. Even though it's not as effective, you still minimize the chances.
No, if you gonna say fuck the condom, you say fuck the condom.
I understand.
So basically, you enjoy your club being shot up.
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna say.
Look at these.
There have been times where there have been times when things got out of hand, and I was in a mindset that as nasty as this can be, that's as nasty as it should be, and it went there, and I was just kind of like, well, if that's how it's meant to happen, Lord, that'll be fine. That'll be big. That'll do. Like
that'll do.
I saw Jada Pinkett on Red Table. She said that when she got pregnant with Jaden, she immediately was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant, like right after. So ever since she said that, I have so much anxiety.
That you would just know.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, like don't do that.
Because I cannot.
You get those feelings wild stuff. Like as if it implanted in your uterus or something. Like you get little like feelings sometimes. Like at least I do every now and again, where it's like, could it have gotten up there? Something felt like up in there somewhere, up in the left side. Okay,
it could have. Left side.
I mean, but but let's move on from there. Okay.
Bonnie's messy. Bonnie trying to get everybody.
Go ahead, Bonnie. Go, Bonnie. Go.
It's an easy one.
Bonnie, go, Bonnie,
this is an easy one because I went so hard on that one. I got easy for y'all on this one. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers. I hate briefs.
I like briefs.
I
like briefs.
Briefs look too tight. It's like they look like stockings. I don't. It's weird.
Only
it's
when
like
they first out the pack.
Mm-hmm.
Only when they first out the pack. But
I like boxers because I like when they peek through the holes. I like that's why I like boxers because it's
okay.
Little...
That's a reasonable reason. Okay, I see a lot of. I like briefs because I feel like I like the way it accentuates things. I like the way things. Yeah, I like the way things look. You know what I'm saying? It's not neither.
I wanted to pop. I want nakedness.
Good night.
Yeah, I like how briefs fit up and around the thigh area. Yes. Okay, so we've all answered. Studies show 60% of all married men cheat. This is what Giselle and Robin were talking about. So, would you rather be a happy side chick or a miserable wife?
Single.
If that's, go ahead, Jaylee.
I'd rather be single. I don't want to be. I can't.
That is not an option.
I would let Niecy go.
No, I spoke too soon. Come on, Jamie.
I said enough tonight. I'm done.
Right. Come on, Jamie.
Look, yeah, I could talk about that. Hilarious.
I think it depends on. Oh, go ahead.
I would be a miserable wife.
Okay.
Versus a happy side chick because high key, low key, I'm gonna be miserable in the marriage, but I'm a skip trying to have
right.
Yeah.
Like, am I miserable this with a husband, or I'm miserable in life?
Is he near death? I'll suffer for the estate. I am dead.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be a happy side because you can't. How are you a happy side chick? That's a double negative.
Oh, there are ways. There are ways.
I cannot be a happy side chick because I feel like if I'm a happy side chick.
I'm about to tell you how. Because some women don't want your man all the time. Some women want your man when they want him, and then they want to send him back to your house for all of that other shit.
But he mine.
And that's fine.
That's my dollar. That's my
miserable.
All
Remember
that. All that.
Yours,
and she don't care. That's your man, girl. You can have him. And he come over here every now and again, and then he go over there by you. That's how some of them feel.
I don't want to say.
I mean, the good ones that stay quiet.
I don't want to share cooch. I don't want to share cooch because it's like her coochie juice and then no.
I just feel like a happy side chick gonna eventually turn into a miserable one at some point. They all start off like they're just happy, they're good, but then especially around holiday season, right? Things start to change because I ain't got nobody to bring to the family and all, you know what I'm saying? So I think it changes after a while. So
I have a different perspective on that, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead.
No, come on.
I wasn't thinking deep about it. I was just thinking surface level. Like, if you're happy, you remain happy. If you're miserable, you remain miserable. So I was thinking like that. I'd rather be the happy side chick without going into tunnels and convincing myself otherwise. I'd rather be the happy side chick because what I imagine is the car, the house. I got my little Instagram boutique.
Now you're going beyond. Now you're going
Instagram boutique.
Girl,
I'm imagining all that.
I'm just saying.
And
I've known in my life. I have known older women that were somebody's side chick for a very long time, and there was a point where it was like it don't even really matter like that. You know, he could be here or he could not be here because I'm good either way. But I appreciate the company when I get the company. But otherwise, he can be on his way. Like, I've seen women have that attitude. And it's older women. It'll be older women, y'all. Not younger.
I've seen that too.
I just don't want to be like because it's like if he's a married man, at some point I may want him, he ain't available. That ain't cool with me. Like, because he may have to really be with his wife. So I'm looking like, I think that's when side chicks probably getting their feelings like, okay, this one day I ain't see you in 2 weeks, but this one day I want to see you and you can't come over here. I'm pissed off because I waited my time. You've had 2 weeks with your whole wife. Why can't I have my day? So my thing would be, I don't want it to be that one day when I want to see him and I can't. Because at that point, I got to come.
I get that. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like I would probably be the miserable wife, but I feel like miserable by whose standards? Because I would get a side nigga. And remain the wife. And get all the benefits of all. I'm just saying. I wouldn't remain miserable in any circumstance, which is why I'm not complete. That's why I can understand why somebody would want to be a happy side chick, because there is a lane for that in real life versus how young women think about the shit. Like I was watching old episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Remember when Scooter, is that Shooter?
Yes, I was watching it last night. That's funny.
Girl, the girl who had no titties or nothing. What was her name?
Mariah, I think.
Mariah.
What?
Yes. Like that's the dumb
Sierra baby daddy.
Yes, and Treasure got beat up. Remember, because they was all happy because they was cheating with somebody. If he want to come and pay my bills and da 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 da, and see, that's the difference. See, them old hoes pay their own bills, and these niggas come and drop bands on them, and they be like, "Oh, all right, thank you, thank you, Mr. Charlie." Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man. I'm just saying, they singing songs about cheating niggas, but y'all got to remember, these niggas are cheating with somebody.
Lord. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Okay. All right. So moving on from there. But I just thought that was a good one. Anyway, so would you be mad if you found out your partner had a work wife or husband?
No.
I would.
Wait. It depends. Well, it depends on each. And here in Michigan,
Lyric's face right now at you, Jay Lee, is hilarious.
No, because here in Michigan, a work wife or work husband really isn't more than at work. It's a friend who you take care of, but it's not like I don't like you like that. But like, hey,
be gullible if you like.
No, they go to lunch together and stuff like that. Work, why?
But I would look if as long as it's nothing cheater about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But I also know, like here, we had the plants, Ford, GM, all those plants are here. And the plant, like a plant wife and plant husband, that's different because here in the Detroits of the cities, of the streets,
I had a work husband. Now he is my husband.
I'm sorry. That's dead. Because sometimes when people say in those atmospheres, like, oh, work husband, work wife, people start to really get that in their psyche. Even if it starts off on some platonic stuff, it eventually elevates to something more. So that's why I would definitely feel a way about that.
Okay, I have been known to get in a relationship with a coworker.
Absolutely.
Myself
included. So
see, I don't break them. I don't do that because I'm like, if I don't like you, I don't want to be around you. So I don't want to be dating someone I work because if it don't work out, I have to still see you. So my thing is,
go ahead.
So I just don't. I would never. I've seen a work husband, work wife thing that was strictly like it wasn't sexual, but I've also seen I've also seen how at the plant life they really be on some sneaking around cheating shit. So that's what I say.
Because they be out there. They be out there gone for extended periods of time and shit, which is different.
So it's different here. It's two different work wife, work husbands. At least here in Michigan, we know some that like it's strictly like friendly shit, and that like but his wife know you, and ain't no issue. Versus at the plants, them hoes be having whole secret families and be fighting and fussing and girl, it's crazy.
I don't even want no friendly stuff. I don't need you being too friendly at work. Get your job done.
The only thing I'm gonna say about what Jay Lee said about not wanting to be in uncomfortable situations. I've been in that situation before, and it really wasn't that bad. Like I was hurt about the relationship, but I did my job, and I think he got transferred. So we were working at the same job, but just not in the same building anymore. And at first, we were working in the same building, and then we worked in like an annex, which is a warehouse, and it's only like me, him, and maybe like 4 other people at time. You know what I'm saying? So like way more intimate, not public people around type situations. But it wasn't bad because they got people at work that I hated anyway. So I was accustomed to ignoring people that I didn't like and being around and working with people that I didn't like. So, you know, that nigga was no different. Hey, what's up, nigga? Get off me. Hey, yeah. Anyway, okay.
I have stories for other days.
Go ahead, Jamie. What you got, girl? What you got to say?
I understand. What Jay Lee's talking about.
I had a work wife but wasn't gay, and she would give me money and buy me snacks. She said she was gonna turn me out, and I wasn't with that.
See that? No, that's cheating.
Her snacks.
That's cheating. See, work wife and work husband, you can't be like ain't no money exchange. It ain't that ain't what it is. But like if I cook,
you definitely buying each other lunch
for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you no money.
Jay Lee is thinking no money.
She's in Michigan.
That's co-worker, Jay Lee.
That's co-worker. Yep.
But see, but some people treat it like, but I'm not bad. But not everybody. Like it's this one person that we hear, but not everybody else. I think that's that can be. But I don't think you should not be giving nobody money out your pocket to like go buy some at the house. That's cheating. That's on some bullshit. So I wouldn't want that. No. But if we just go out to lunch together at work, or if I cook at home, I bring some food, you got some food too. Or if I'm going out to get, or I'm making sure that if it's a staff event, I get you a plate, because a wife usually take care of her husband. So if it's that, but it's strictly like it ain't no funniness to it, I don't mind that. So I would not mind if as long as my husband, the bitch know me and we eye to eye, I'm good. So bitch, I'll kill you. So she knows she's gonna die. It's fine.
Hold up, Jay Lee. Let me say this because before it disappear on me, I'm sorry I missed that super chat. D, y'all, I'm blind, y'all. D12C09. Thank you so much. She said, he or she. I truly appreciate you, ladies. Y'all energy is my me time. Side note: faking is a small lie that won't hurt nobody. In my Keith Sweat voice. Okay, got you. Okay, that's the Keith Sweat voice. Are we done with that? That conversation about the husband and work wife thing? Because that's interesting.
I don't want nobody made.
You say what, Niecy? You don't want nobody made?
Played at work.
You want about what?
I wouldn't want anybody. Can you hear me?
You froze.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
You froze at first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was saying I wouldn't want anybody making my husband a plate at work. That's just me.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I was close with people at work. It was platonic. I don't play that shit. Like, and they pressed. They've tried. You know what I'm saying? People, men especially, like me working in like male dominated, they try and they do shit. And you really have to check that shit and let them know, because they will play with you and do it repeatedly if they can. I've been put in some terrible situations with my fucking coworkers, man. Like uncomfortable as shit. Like wish you could blend into the wallpaper and get the fuck out of there. Like just dissipate into the like Alex Mack, bitch. Like just turn into goo and then just run out the room. It was like, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it was just because you never know when people be watching. But anyway, and they know I'll be talking about them. Anyway, so moving on from there. I wasn't supposed to do all of these, but these are so good. Okay. If an ex watched a porno of you and your partner, would they laugh or cry?
If an ex watched a porno with me and my current dude, would my ex laugh or cry at what I do currently?
Yes.
Probably cry. He would be sad that he didn't get to experience this.
Ooh, come on. Come on, B.
Come on, Niecy.
He wouldn't
good
cry,
answer.
Good
answer.
I think he'll be pissed. I think anybody send you do something that you did not do with them. I think he'll laugh to keep
from crying.
There we go.
It's like, it'll be an emotion. And I might get a phone call, and then I'll get like some mean, angry texts. Oh, you ain't do that. We know I did not do that with you. I ain't want to, but I do it now.
Do y'all have an ex that still comes to your mind to this day?
Yes.
Still be trying. No.
Not like that though. Not like they still be trying. But
somebody that you may have,
think
had
of
a
every once in a while,
whatever with in the past, and they cross your mind.
Oh yeah,
I have one.
There's a bitch out there. She knows who she is. He knows who she is too. He's
Jamie,
here. I can't ignore it. He's sitting right here. He knows who she is. Everybody knows who she is.
Yeah, there is definitely one for sure.
I think everyone, man or woman, has someone, even if they married or whatever, or in a committed relationship. I think everyone has someone in their past who every once in a while, she sucked my dick well. It just pops up, in the head. And it shouldn't be an issue.
Why we made the same face?
That's funny.
Okay.
Thank God they moved away.
So it's the last one. Thank God. Thank God we don't live in the same state.
Right.
Listen, how long could you stay faithful if your partner received a prison sentence? A, not at all. B, 5 years max. C, the whole damn time.
I mean, he got more than 5 years?
Yes, if he got more than 5 years, like the whole time.
I mean,
or whatever. I mean, it says the whole time. It doesn't say more than 5 years. It just says 5 years max, none, or I don't know.
5 years is a lot.
I know, but I feel
like I'm cheating before he even get the damn. I've already checked out before he even got sentenced. Like, I'm not gonna go down this road with you. I'm not gonna do it. I've already called the people I need to call.
What if you married
over it, Jamie?
I'm gonna hang around until the sentencing, but I've already made my transition.
You said would you
break up with him? Would you break up with him before, like when he go to jail, or would you like make him think y'all together?
I wouldn't make him think that we are together, but I'm gonna still probably be there to support them as they go through. You know what I'm saying? Their process, but I'm gonna make it clear. I'm not built like that. Some people are. I'm not built like that. So I've already made the transitions to move forward.
I just sent them something in our DMs. Mendices is definitely the winner out of him and Yandy's situation. I mean, god damn, dog.
How long? I mean, well, y'all know my ex was in jail and I cheated, when he was gone. But that was me in my 20s. Now I'm damn 40. It would depend on where we are. But I feel like if you have life, no. If you have life, I'm cheating, at the arraignment. I'm done.
Not at the arraignment.
At the arraignment. With the sentencing, because at that point I know you're going to life.
Sentencing.
But if you have,
that's the day you go cheat. Not the day after, nigga. The day
because I know your time. If you got life, I can't wait for life.
Good question. This is
5 years. Why you locked up?
This is also a factor for me.
I mean, if he defended me, if he saved me from death, I'll wait.
If he went to jail for anything that Kenny Petty went to jail for, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm done.
Why did that come to my mind?
It's like,
I have a question. After you see him mind to go, I got a question.
Oh, I would. Okay, him. 5 years max. Money on the books. Call me whenever you want. I'll be up there every Saturday and Monday.
But what if he got life?
Then I'll come see you once a month and I'll put money on your books. You can call me, but I'm not staying with you. Nigga.
Dead as fuck. I'm not driving to the country to see you, sir. That's dead as fuck. I'm not coming out here.
But if you didn't do it, I'll fight as hard as I can.
I'll try to get you out.
Yeah, I'll fight as hard as I can for as long as it's in me to do it. But if you did that shit, and I was like, why you did that shit? Then you're going to have to be in there for that shit. And I'm going to be like, what's up? But I'm going to be like, what's up? You know what I mean? Thank you.
We would have to come up with some type of agreement if it was going to be 5 years.
That's what I see in my life. Anyway.
I mean, go ahead, Bondi.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just saying, if the tables were turned, I would come up with some type of agreement, especially if it was going to be 5 years. Even if it was gonna be 3.
No, absolutely.
Like 1 year.
More than a year?
Yes.
Honestly, more than 6 months. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not, what am I, a monk? Like, what am I, nun?
But you can still do sexual things by your. I think it depends.
I don't want to do sexual
person.
things by myself. I do it already.
So what if he went to jail for defending you? He got 5 years. I will wait in that aspect because it's not like he did some dumb shit.
That is unfeasible, man.
Why? That's your, but you
5 years?
You
I'm not built that way, J-Lee.
If you marry, you get conjugal visits.
Okay, then never mind.
So you get dick once a month, and during the rest of the time,
I'm probably still gonna get a girlfriend. Like, I'm sorry, like, there's no way. I'm probably still gonna get a girlfriend.
He probably
because I wouldn't want a dude saying to me, if I got 5 years, he gonna fuck my
you be okay already. Girlfriend, right? If you went to jail and I had a girlfriend, that'd be all right. I mean, as long as she don't have a dick, then it's cool. Oh, yeah, of course. But you could get a girlfriend if I go to jail. Just make sure that bitch respectful and answer my phone calls. And don't make me have to ask more than once for commissary money. They're just rules, but I'm fine. I think that's ridiculous to expect people not to bust a nut. Like, that's crazy. BondyBlue, if you were single and you had a celebrity crush that likes you, let's say if it was Morris Chestnut or Shamar Moore, Liza Alonso, which one would you choose?
They're gonna marry for a kill again. I think we had them in Married for a Kill. Honestly,
we probably had all of them. Yeah, I feel like all of them were in Married for a Kill. That's why we haven't done it in a while, because we married fucking kill all them niggas. Like, it's done. Dead, alive, all of them. Like, fucking all of them. Like, there's nobody else. But I mean, Morris Chestnut, of course, because I have bad memories of light-skinned niggas, and that's no disrespect. But in New Orleans, light-skinned niggas are really disrespectful, man. Like, they really, in my era, they remember I was telling you the other night about the dude that I was talking to, and I couldn't even talk to him for no more than like 2 weeks because all he wanted to do was fight and argue. Like, somebody that make an argument no matter what. And it's like, my nigga, we just trying to go to the show. Like, I need you to like decide what you gonna do. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm an argumentative person. So if I'm tired on date number 2, and I'm a teenager, I have all of, the fragility and energy to argue as a teenager. And I was like, this is too much. It was the early 2000s, y'all. We were still dealing with 80s and early 90s light-skinned dudes, which is different. Like, now they're lame, but back then they were pretty. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about what people think. Like, you know how long it took Drake to not be considered lame, and he still kind of considered lame? He had to get a beard. You know what I'm saying? He had to fuck a whole bunch of big booty strippers. He couldn't just be Aubrey from Degrassi. Like, no, he had to come out here and give you hit after hit after hit for like 10 years and shit, and grow a beard. Like, let's not forget, he had to grow the beard. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, y'all, I just listen, you heard what I said. More chest of the nuts. Anything else to add before we move on to gossip?
My eyes are going crazy.
That was fun. I enjoyed that. Okay, so it's gossip. So let's go ahead and start off light. Trick and Trina got fired. That's what they said. Let's read it. It's an exclusive. It happened like a few minutes before I got up on here today. The Jasmine brand exclusively reports that Trick Daddy and Trina are no longer on the radio in Miami, says a source. The duo hosted the Trick and Trina morning show for Miami's 99 Jams. The Jasmine brand first broke the story that the rappers and Love and Hip Hop Miami stars landed the show in 2019. So since then, she's gotten on the radio show to say that the Black people who were protesting George Floyd's murder were animals and needed to take their ass inside. She was giving us very much Shekinah, crying over the Gucci store being fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And then Trick Daddy got on there maybe a year ago, if that, and said terrible things about, no, not even a year, a few months, and said Beyonce couldn't sing. And I think that made it worse because it's like, what do y'all think y'all can do? Like, We're not in, y'all, we say Beyonce's internet for a reason. You know, like we say it for a reason. You know, first of all, because it's low-key kind of true, and because we respect it, unlike other people who feel like they have their power and we don't respect it. Just saying. So yeah, what are you guys thinking?
I mean, because it just happened, I'm like, is it really true for one? And I think it depends on why they were fired. So I think because it's not much information out, I don't have an opinion yet. Because it's like they do something we don't know about it yet. But the old shit that happened is like, that already happened. So it don't make a point in doing, like, firing them down. So I just wonder what actually happened more than anything else.
I mean, that's a good question. I'm wondering if they actually happy that they not doing this show no more. Because all the time they've been under fire when it comes to the show. I wonder if they happy to move forward and pursue some other stuff.
You know, I wonder if it's like purely a business decision. What if the only amount of listeners they're bringing in is equal to like a regular person? Maybe they're not as much of a factor. I don't know. I don't really think anything of it just yet. I haven't heard the show.
I mean, they can have a difference of opinion. Nobody said they couldn't. It's just if people don't, no longer want to fuck with you or go to bat for you because of the things that you have done or said, whatever, that's their prerogative as well. Everybody can have their opinion, but we all know that our opinions can sometimes get us in trouble. Especially those of us that do this for a living. We know we have to like say things a certain way and not say everything that we want to say or that comes through our minds, which is why we have our DMs. Okay, safe place. Because some of these things we can't say to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We can't put it out on a platform without people, being like, so,
feeling some kind of way,
okay.
I agree with Niecy. I do agree with Niecy because it makes me wonder. Also, like, could the show have possibly already been on the chopping block, and that could have been something they got word of, and maybe they said this is the quota or this is the goal you guys have to meet in order to save the show, and they probably didn't meet that and got chopped.
That's a possibility. I mean, there are a lot of cutbacks going on right now. People, it's a lot going on right now. So it could possibly not be because of anything that they've done, but the show hasn't seemed the most stable for a while now. That's what I'll say. So this is not exactly a surprise, but I guess I thought that they would hold on to it for longer, considering the fact that they may be old and shit, but they're still relevant. We still talk about them.
Yeah, but I think they may not know how to be on the radio. You have to be able. You can know folks, but they don't. Everybody can't do this. You can be a rapper or a singer, but really not know how to hold a conversation with other people about stuff. So that could be it too. So
everybody ain't a young job. That's what that is.
Okay,
right.
It's going down. Yeah,
and I agree with that too, Jaylee, because I don't hate to say it. I do feel like Jock is a people's person, whereas I feel like Trina isn't for real.
And
I don't think Trina like to. Yeah, so that makes sense too. So it could be, both.
That's very true.
Yeah, and you do have to, like, as a host of a show in any capacity, learn how to not be the center of attention. And I don't know if two artists are, aware of how they should be moving in those platforms when they've always been the person that people are moving around for.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to Wednesday. Disclaimer. I tried to see if there was a screenshot available to me with her vaping that did not look crazy as hell. And I promise you, this was the least crazy out of all of them. And there were like 4 or 5 pictures, I believe. And this was the least problematic. Hey, they caught her off guard. I'm not judging. I'm not even judging her for vaping. Who gives a shit? Even though I feel like, oh, that's tough on the lungs. But I'm bringing it up because, first of all, they're saying that she's going to be evaluated in a hospital in preparation for this upcoming season. Okay. Like again, apparently. The Jasmine brand says shortly after this announcement, news broke that the 57-year-old TV host was hospitalized for her psychiatric evaluation. Additionally, reports later came out that ahead of her hospitalization, Wendy Williams was allegedly drinking every day, even while filming the show. Everyone is an enabler, okay, because they're trying to keep their jobs. And, people, a source is saying that she's an alcoholic, a bad one, and she needs help, not a talk show. They also said that, she's evaluated for weeks to determine what is going on with her, both mentally and physically. And I feel like this is what I was talking about, where it's just been a lot. Her mom passed away, the situation with Kevin, and then Kevin gets his ass online to talk about how great his life is and how health is wealth and it's not about money, even though him and that young bitch over there are eating off of Wendy's wealth. Okay, that was her money. Okay, so it was just like that shit made me mad, because to me that's a real kick a person when they down type of situation. Nigga, I'm sick, I'm going through it, and you out here, oh, happy birthday to me and my bitch while we living off Wendy's money. It just it was fucked up to me. But anyway,
y'all remember 2 months ago we saw her with Ray J and they was looking weird.
I said that.
We talked about this.
And I just want to say that my only point with this is that they say she had COVID. And I'm trying to figure out why, if she had COVID, why she would be sitting in the car vaping. That's the only thing that I'm saying about this.
We're gonna wish Wendy well. I feel like this because it's a lot. I'm gonna wish that lady well.
We all wish her well.
I feel like her situation is serious, and it's I don't know, situations. If this is COVID, it's right. Yes, Whitney. I feel like something needs to happen because we seeing stuff spiral right in front of our faces. I just thought it was weird. Even when she was with that white dude, they don't even go together. When you start seeing questionable characters together, you be having to think like, what's really going on?
Right. Wendy always gets sick for some reason around this time. I don't know if she goes into, because this is kind of like going into the season of like where a lot of people go into like depression and stuff. So I don't know if she's going into that space where she's being depressed and she's starting to use other things around her to cope. I do wish her well, like Jamie said. I hope she get better. It does not make sense for her to be vaping, knowing that she has, this virus, which kind of, because I feel like this happens all the time, makes me wonder, like, girl, is this really the virus, or is that's just something that y'all are saying? Because you have some other serious health stuff probably going on. And Kevin, I just think Kevin was messed up for him to kind of like come out there and try and SHI on her real slick, like knowing she going through this. But didn't we see, I could have sworn we saw where she said it was her son, and him. I feel like it was this year where they linked up just for him. And I think she like posted, it was like a photo. And it's like, this lady has been around you, showed you love, and just, wanted you to be around. Died. Was that it? Did her mom die this year, or was it last year?
Yeah, he was there.
He was there. It was earlier this year. So he was there for her when the mom died.
Right. And I think a fight broke out or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's when they went out to dinner. And then you turn around, understanding that her mom has passed and she's going through things, and you turn around and you try to, we wish you well. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Niecy?
We wish her well.
And that's that on that. I was making sure. She had clicked her mic on, so I was like, oh, okay. All right then, y'all. Next topic, Jeannie Mai. Okay, Jenkins. At the end of the day, okay. At the end of the day, it's Jeannie Mai Jenkins. Okay, remember that. So let's talk about it, y'all. I feel there's been a lot of disrespect going on this week. Jeannie Mai announced that she was pregnant for young Jeezy, and I was just like, well, yeah, duh, like, of course, even though she had said previously that the reason why she divorced her first husband was because he wanted children and she did not. The truth of the matter is she did not want children with him. Like, that's the truth of the matter. It took being with someone that made her feel comfortable enough to want to have a child for him. And that's why I always say it's not about like just having a child. It's about having a child with a specific person. Like, because I want to have a child with you, because I wanted to have both of our DNA and for us to both love it, and, you know, for it to have his lips and, you know, my eyes, for God's sakes. So I just, you know, I feel like people were being messy, first of all, because as soon as she announced this, they go hit up the ex-husband and start going in his comments and shit, asking him what he thinks. And he basically responded, which I found disrespectful and unnecessary, and basically said that he went and turned his trash into treasure years ago and loves his little family. And I was just kind of like, dude, that was so fucking unnecessary. Like, why was that necessary to say it in that way? And then his wife was online going back and forth with
They're not even married yet.
They're not even married yet?
They're still engaged.
Well, when he called her family, and they have 2 kids.
I believe they haven't got married yet. Let me just say that I don't think they got married yet.
Oh, not the girlfriend. Oh, so just the girlfriend. Let me rephrase. The girlfriend, the baby mother, okay, was online going off. And honestly, I think people think that she was behind the post on his page, because Lonnie was like, that sounds like a woman's response. You know, that, you know, trash to treasure comment, or I mean, treasure to trash comment, whatever the fuck he said. Y'all know what I mean. But either way, it got messier because she was online talking about how Jeannie Mai basically it was all her fault that people were coming at them. Every time she does something, people start trolling us. And it's like, well, that has nothing to do with her, but they were blaming her like she was sending people to attack them or something like that. I don't know. I know the divorce was nasty, but she admitted to fucking with that man before he was divorced. They may not have been together, but you admitted to fucking with him before they divorced. And people probably took that and felt away about that, period. But I feel like at the end of the day, it seems as if Jeannie is happy, has moved on. Why isn't that being reciprocated?
Exactly.
I think people need to stop getting their feelings based on comments from people who they don't know. I think him being upset because somebody commented and tagged him in Jeannie's post, he then got emotional. You then responded, and now you've been creating bullshit. I feel like Jeannie and Jeannie seems like a different person with Jeezy. I think she seems happier for whatever reasons may be. And if he's happy with his girlfriend or whatever, then be that. But don't try to blame commenters on why you're then shading someone who hasn't spoke on you. So it's like Jeannie didn't say Jeannie, no one said shit about the ex. People in the comment section who don't know you, her, or your girlfriend or Jeezy. So why would you even respond back to them? People have to learn to not allow people who they do not know to control their emotions, because you end up looking stupid. And now Jeannie's ex-husband looks stupid.
Yeah, I think he does look stupid. And that's what I was gonna say, Bondi. I feel like he does look stupid because for him to come, because I'm sure they get a lot of comments ever since this woman got engaged, right? I'm sure he has been added a lot. Probably the wife has been added a lot. But now you chose this time to speak out on it. That lets me know, or makes me believe, that there's been something festering within y'all this whole time, and you use this as an opportunity to try and lash out. You know what I'm saying? But then other people probably gonna look at it like, y'all shouldn't have been adding him or whatever like that. But it's like, this is how you really was feeling though, and you just use this opportunity to say what it was that you was really feeling.
Yeah, let me read this right quick. Thank you, Carrie Moore, for the super chat. I'm happy for her, but I feel sad for Adrian. Adrian has been trying to get pregnant for years. I hope she gets her miracle baby soon. I do too.
I agree with you, Jamie. It says everything about them, and I feel like I thought the post was from the wife. I felt like she was bucking up and speaking on it because she's trying to convince herself that maybe they made the right decision since she decided to get with him while he was still married. So I think it's weird. They shouldn't have said anything at all. It's nothing for them to filter comments. You should have been turned your comments off as soon as you found out she was engaged, if y'all want to, fly above and be all for peace. Seems to me like they're open for the tea, because like Jamie said, I think they're looking for an excuse to say how they really feel.
Absolutely. Also, there was some tea spilled about how the guy, Jeannie Mai's ex-husband, because I don't remember his name and I don't care. But he told the girlfriend not to do any interviews with brown people because they are vindictive and protective. So, also mentioned maybe going on Red Table Talk, but then, she may not be inclined to be on the white lady side. Jada may not be inclined to be on the white lady side. So yeah, there were text messages posted about
That's
that type
stupid.
of conversation.
Jeannie not white. I mean, Jeannie not black. So it's looking like
not.
It's not like Jada's Asian or whatever that Jeannie is. So I think she's Asian, if I'm not mistaken. That's stupid. That's dumb.
That kind of makes me think about where Jeannie was at when she was with him. Y'all know what everybody always bring up from how years ago she said white men would be like the main course and black men would be for dessert. She had that same logic. So I think that Jeannie has grown beyond who she used to be, but Freddie and his new wife, I can't help but think Jeannie was just like that years ago.
Yep.
I watched her announcement and she I used to watch The Real. I do watch now a little bit because I like Garcelle on there. I can say Jeannie does seem different. And when she announced the pregnancy on the show, I like how she said, she was thankful for the show for helping her grow and who she used to be in the beginning and things that she never thought that she would feel, say, or do. She's grown to be better based on just kind of growing up. And I do think sometimes it could have been the reason she felt that way was based on who she was married to. And then once she got out of that, her whole life changed.
Because that happens a lot.
But you know what else, though? I feel like, listening to Nisi's point, I feel like Jeannie Mai within that marriage started to just change over time. She already said that she froze her eggs. So when she used the excuse of, well, I knew we didn't want to have any kids when we came into this. No, you did. You just knew that his values did not line up with what it is that you wanted, but you were still I guess, trapped in the marriage and never saw yourself getting a divorce or something like that. So you decided to stay in it. But over time, you just started to see that, I guess, being around other women like The Real, she started to see like, okay, we not really clicking because my values don't line up with yours at all. And here it is, she froze her eggs and she's pregnant.
Right. Thank you, Carrie Moore, for the super chat. She says that Jeannie was abused when she was younger and her mother didn't believe her, and that probably contributed to her not wanting kids or, feeling safe.
I remember that.
Yeah,
she said
I didn't even know that.
Well, she said that she didn't want to be. She felt like she didn't want kids because she felt like she would not be a good mom because she felt like she may not be able to be a good mom to a child. But she's grown to where she's in a safer place. So now she knows, like, it's, she's capable of loving a child and not think I'm gonna fuck it up. But people fuck up kids all the time. I think people don't get how there's no manual to be a parent. So you can have I think people with the best intentions for children still fuck them up because there's no like guidance to it. You do what you do. So I just wish her the best. But I do think her ex-husband is on some bullshit and he's embarrassed himself. He need to go ahead, sit down some damn where and get out the comment section. And limit your fucking comments.
Right?
Matter. And I'm not even that famous. You have limited comments to who you follow, who follows you. And leave it at that.
They need a filter, Jeannie. It's nothing but a word.
What's that, Nisi?
I said they can filter the word Jeannie in all spelling variations if y'all want to protect y'all's peace.
Come on now with the actual factuals of it all. All right, y'all. So moving on, y'all. Another big topic this week was Karen Civil. All right, Sean. So if you did not know, this is just like the little blow by blow. Okay. So Karen Civil came out this week as a scammer. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being extra. She basically, Jessie Woo, let's start there because there were so many people. But Jessie Woo came out and said she had won a lawsuit against Karen Civil. Karen Civil had basically had her lawyers trick Jessie Woo into being booked for an event. Shout out to Tisha. And really it was so she could be served with defamation because Jessie Woo had been, in libel because Jessie Woo had been out here saying that she was a scammer and she did bad business dealings. And then she put on Instagram, hey, If you've been harmed in any way by Karen Civil, please dial this number. And people dialed that number. Basically, they got online and they started talking about what Karen Civil had did to them. It became surviving Karen Civil all over the internets. Okay. You had Cameron had something to say. Jordan Lucas had something to say. He said he gave her $60,000. Jordan Lucas, child, whatever the hell. I didn't know him, but either way, he gave her $60,000 to help jumpstart his career, and then kind of disappeared on him. I mean, she claims that she did do things on his behalf, and I'm sure she has the paperwork to prove it. But ultimately, he felt as if it was a waste of $60K. I feel like he shouldn't have gave that money to her, considering the fact that he was about to have a fucking baby. The Haitian community has been going through it past week. Yes, they have. All prayers to Haiti. And outside of that, Karen Civil, they said that she also was accused, allegedly, of stealing from a charity in Haiti. I'm going to pull it up just to be clear. But ladies, Karen Civil thoughts? We're going to get into Jason Lee next, but I just want y'all thoughts on the Jesse Wu, Joyner Lucas, Cameron portion of this.
I just feel like if a lot of people are saying the same thing, then something about it is definitely true. She might have the paperwork to actually back up the things that Joyner is accusing her of. But my thing is, why did it take more than 4 years for you to produce those receipts for him when he's tried to reach out to you? So that's pretty much that. It's definitely some shaky stuff going on. I'm glad this came to the forefront because a lot of people be out here scamming up and coming artists. But y'all gotta do y'all research and stuff. So let this be an example to y'all.
I would never pay anybody up front.
I think a lot of people in this industry. Ooh, I froze. Am I back?
Yeah, you better go ahead.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, so I was thinking I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of people are scammers in this industry. I think more people should talk about it. I think you should protect the industry, really. So I'm not mad at them talking about it. I do want to hear more details on it, though.
Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire for one. And if you admit to one thing, you probably did others. But I do think nobody should ever pay somebody up front in full because you don't know their intentions. That goes for anything you do, you don't pay in full at first. You pay for half up front, the rest is when the work is done. So I also feel like she know that and did not say, you know what, let us do the stuff and we'll see how it goes and then, pay the rest. Like, I think her taking all the money up front, to me, was shady. But, that's just kind of bad business.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think people should read their contracts too, especially if you're giving up that type of money. Like, read your contracts and then see when the deliverable dates are. Like, so you can follow up on that stuff. Like, okay, boom, you said you're gonna do. So you know what I'm saying. So you can have an expectation of when these people should be getting back to you. But, we can move on.
Okay. No, I was just going to add that you can look on the Shade Room for the story about. It says woman alleges Karen Civil defrauded nonprofit organization looking to build a park for children in Haiti, and Karen's response to that. Y'all can check that out on the Shade Room. We don't have time to get into the specifics of it because we have to move on to what I do know, and that's the part about Jason Lee. Okay, so Jason Lee was on the Breakfast Club this morning to give us some details about his claims against Karen Civil, getting his Instagram taken down a couple of years ago in like 2018 or something like that. Or 2019, I can't remember which one it was. But either way, she got it taken down, pretended as if she was going to help him get it back up. And then when she did not pay the teenager who she allegedly hired to take his site down, to hack his site, to hack his Instagram page and get it taken down, his brother reached out to Jason because his brother knew who Jason was, even though he did not. So Jason says he was filming Wildin' Out when he got the phone call. He got hit up, I'm sure via social media, exchanged phone numbers, got on the phone, talked. And, that's how he found out that she was the one, Karen Civil was the one that got his Instagram taken down. At the time, he had like 1 million followers, had built up, Hollywood Unlocked. It put him at a disadvantage. He had to figure out how he was going to pay the people who were working and interning for him at the time. Like all of these things, lost out on hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he sat on it. He had a conversation with her. He acted like it was cool, but he told her, I'm going to get that ass back eventually. He said, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm going to get your ass back. He told her. And so he waited and sat on it until this moment when Jesse Wu and Joyner Lucas and Cameron and everybody came out and said what they said. And then he smacked his table on the table, you know, his card on the table right on top and dominoed that bitch basically because he came up off of it. Because y'all know I don't really fuck with Jason and I haven't. I respect his hustle and I respect some of the stories he's told, but I still don't really like the way he moves all the time. But there was something about this interview he did with the Breakfast Club that made me feel like this nigga has grown. Like, I don't know, something about it made me feel like he's not as bad as he was before. But I also felt like the way he played this was smart. And I think that it's exactly what he should have done because people felt like it was grimy because he pretended as if they were cool first. I'm like, grimy is as grimy does. Like, you can't knock my business out of my hand and then tell me how to react to that. Like, you taking food out of my mouth. Like, to me, that's the ultimate disrespect, is to try to stop somebody's ability to take care of themselves. And so for me, once it's gotten to that level, all bets are off. I don't give a fuck what I said. You dumb for trusting me after that, as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't know how you think we was going to be cool after that. But, you know, either way he talked about it, he says he's going to sue her. And he's going about the proper channels, he said.
As far as him being grimy, people saying he was grimy because he befriended her. I just felt like he beat her at her own game. That's what she was doing anyway. Befriending him, acting like they cool, and then went behind his back and got his stuff snatched down or whatever. So I just felt like he had to beat her at her own game and continuing to beat her at her own game because she actually confessed to the world that this is something she did. She tried to connect it back to the fact that, oh, well, Jason also opened up to how he said he's taken down as well. Well, there's a difference. You actually had a hacker hack into someone else's software to take down somebody else's page. Okay, so I'm sure that's a violation within Instagram's records, as well as Jason Lee. You know what I'm saying? So now he got a case and he's bringing it up against you. And I just feel like he is doing it the right way. As far as him growing, I feel like Jason has been growing for some time. I don't know if it's because he's dropped the weight or something, but I would watch some of the interviews that he would do, especially the one he did with Nene Leakes over the summer. He really allowed the people to talk. Y'all know Jason can really talk, over talk, not let you get a word in. But over time, I've noticed how he's kind of like really, you know, he's really changing. So I'll give him credit for that. I also like the fact that the Breakfast Club did do a whole lot of chiming in, and they also allowed him to talk. Right, even though Charlamagne tried to crack some jokes and stuff, I love that not Charlamagne, but Jason kept the task, like kept it focused on what it needs to be focused on, because Charlamagne was trying to make jokes about stuff. But it was cool. Another thing I wanted the Breakfast Club to do was allow Karen to get her rest. Karen went and did this interview right after Jason. It sounded like Charlamagne called her and told her to get up. She had a frog in her throat and everything. And I'm like, let this girl, I know she don't feel like talking about this right now.
I turned it off. I couldn't even understand what she was saying. I said, okay, I tap out. I don't even care.
Girl. But, you know, it's an unfortunate situation.
I saw one comment that summed up exactly what I was about to say. It said, you can't be righteous to a snake, from TJ Garland. Literally, I was talking to my mama this week about another situation. I'm like, I don't want to hear what one crook got to say about another one.
Okay.
But
you froze, Niecy.
You gotta rock left and right.
About.
Rock left.
So I might have to restart. But as far as growth, I feel like I have seen growth in him. And I don't know if it's true growth, but I feel like over time he sees himself more in line with a certain list of celebrities. Sometimes I see him reported on like the Shade Room, just like you see the rappers, baby mamas and stuff like that. So I think that because he wants the better network, it could be to his advantage to kind of, you know, tone it down and not really be as wild as he.
I see Jason being pretty big in a few years. Just my thoughts on that. And I say that because he has the same demeanor that Wendy Williams had many years ago, which is the same demeanor that Charlamagne has had as he's gotten to where he is. And Charlamagne's about to have a show. Jason is already aligned with those very people. So I think in a few years, he's going to be in a higher place. He's just continuing to hone his skills. I don't know. We just gonna see, but that's just what I'm thinking.
I low-key kind of felt like inspired by what he was saying, because I feel like, especially for us, it sometimes feels like you have to play these internet games in order to be seen, at a certain level. You got to do clickbait. You got to break some messy ass story that you wouldn't want to put out, amongst your friends, let alone to, millions of people, at least for myself anyway. And I feel like there's a level of him speaking of how he has done this, staying in his own lane and having integrity about the way he wanted to handle things. There is a part of that makes me feel like, okay, so everybody's not getting on just off of bullshit. Like, okay, thank God. Because sometimes it feels like if you're not about pranking, if you're not about doing a million fucking TikTok videos, and y'all, if y'all know how much time that shit take, you would really be trying to pay people full time for as much as, they be putting out TikTok content. That shit take a long time to do, all them little clips and all of that shit.
Right, harder than a YouTube video.
Doing the different outfits, and they be stepping and the outfits be changing and shit. And I just be like, man, bitch, fuck you. Anybody got time for that shit? That shit fire though.
Right.
Straight editing. I know how to do it, but I don't have time. But yeah. So I just, there was a newfound respect, and I feel like it's kind of been getting there for me ever since the Khalees interview. I feel like that was probably around the time that I really was like, okay, this is more than just you being, a messy ass beach. Thank you, Sean Bay, for the super chat. I get so sick of hearing Charlotte talk about healing energy. It comes across as fake, like he's capping for his friend. He absolutely was capping for his friend, but that's the way he knows how to do it at this point, is to go into, I'm enlightened. Like, that's what he goes into in order not to do the shady shit he's known for doing in the past. It still has the same meaning behind it. It's just said differently. And it's funny because that's what they were talking about in the interview, having to learn how to say things so that you don't ostracize people, which is something a lot of us who do this have to learn.
True.
I think because I watch the regular stuff often, and I've seen Charlamagne the God say that for many different reasons, and sometimes it's truly to give out healing energy. I think he did it in a Karen situation because that's his friend, and even if other people are accusing his friend of doing shady shit, he would be a fucked up friend to then shade his friend. So I think we have to understand that if Niecy, J, buy do anything, I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna say shit because those are my friends. So we have to also give attention to everyone can't turn their back on a friend because they did something to somebody else. Karen has been accused of doing shady shit, yes, but it seemed like she did shit to Charlamagne. So it don't make any sense for him to shade her or even try to help Jason Lee to her down, because Jason Lee can handle her on his own. Like, Charlamagne did not need to add anything to that because, again, Jason Lee had all his points to be made. In life, you keep friends close, enemies closer. So I think him, kind of befriending her in whatever real or fake way, was beneficial to him. Jason Lee is smart. He is moved in a smart way. And in the business of trying to be on social media or commentary, you do have to move real smooth. Like, there are things we have to ignore. There are things that we can't say. There are ways we have to report on stories because you don't want to offend the wrong person who then blocks your blessing 2 years from now. So I think Jason was messier in the beginning when he was out, and he's learned to no longer be messy, but he report what's going on, but in a less messy way. Like, for me, I don't even like covering certain stories. I'm like, man, that's either too messy for me or too petty for me. And I never want to get to a point to where I'm having to do shitty stories just because shitty followers like my shit. Like, I want people who want to genuinely see whatever I'm talking about. I don't want clickbait fans. And I think Jason has learned how to cover all kind of stuff and get a loyal following, even if he do things sometime in a fucked up way. So I think he's learned how to move in the industry, and it takes time to find that groove to get there. And I think we do that well on our separate pages and on here. Like certain shit is supposed to be kitchen table talk. Karen should have never went on Clubhouse and said anything. I would have never. I would went right to DM, Niecy, Jamie, Bondy. Guess what I did, and that's it. Because you have to learn when not to allow viewers to fan the fire. And sometimes that's what some of these people do.
Absolutely. Some of y'all are messy as fuck, and y'all like to keep up mess and drama, and y'all do it to celebrities, and y'all do it to YouTubers, and y'all just messy little bitches. Thank you, Jay Jersey, for the super chat. You screw me over. You believe we be cool afterward? No. I will bide my time till later. Yeah, I'm that type of bitch myself. Thank you for the super chat, Jay Jersey. It's really appreciated.
Jason Lee did that because Jason Lee has done shady shit too.
He has.
So I think it's a difference between somebody fucking you over and it's not something you understand because you haven't done it, versus Karen doing something to him that in some way he's done to somebody else. So there's a level of respect. All right, you got me, but
wait till I get that ass back, right?
And that's what it was. So it's a difference between that versus somebody who, oh, you was on some shady bullshit. You took my shit down for no reason,
right?
Like, and the crazy thing, a difference. He didn't even have to try that hard. Like, this wasn't even his, like, he didn't even really bring this out to this was just Woo. He just did a video letting y'all know, like, yo, this right here, I've been told y'all about this. Cameron Meek Mill been told y'all about this. When the Clubhouse thing happened, I was surprised to hear he said WAP 100 told him to come into the room. Jason wasn't even going to be a part of that. But Karen was in there talking. And the way he hit his points, it kind of like, I ain't gonna say he set her up, but he had her right where he wanted her, and she opened up and confessed.
You want to do it? You want to go? You want me to go? Which one? Which one do?
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna eat this tender.
So what the fuck you mean though? What was a bit rude? I think y'all. Okay. I think y'all confuse shit sometimes.
What happened?
When it comes to y'all watching us and y'all call us rude, and it's like, no, we have an opinion, and I ain't heard shit she said that was rude. So before you come on Bonnie's channel, on our panel, to say she was rude, say what's rude first of all. Let us know what was rude. If you don't have a reason for why it's rude, you sound kind of haterish, kind of stupidish. Okay, now am I being rude now? Probably, but you came from my friend, and we don't do that here. So it's like we come with light and love all the time. Don't bring the bullshit.
And if you were calling me rude because I said that y'all be messy little bitches on here sometimes, a hit dog will holler. If you're not one of those people, what are you upset about?
Y'all are, look, there are people in comment sections who are viewers who are messy as fuck. Okay? And when we say that, we mean it with every fiber of our being, based on shit we went through, based on you messy motherfuckers. Now, if you're not a messy motherfucker, we ain't talking to you. We're really not. But sometimes we're saying things to let y'all know we see the messy bullshit that y'all trying to do, and we're not going to feed into it. So some viewers are haters. Y'all are messy, and y'all like to cause discourse, but it ain't going to work. So she not rude. What she said was actual and fucking factual, but you not privy to what we do and what we go through. So sometimes just hush, okay, and enjoy the show.
That's all we got to say about that.
Lie above my candy birds.
Okay. Lie above all the haters. After you pick them in the neck. So
I got so much love.
Okay.
She said actual and factual.
She did. You're the one I think to run back to just to
get me.
Okay, that's a nasty song. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to say about something Jay Lee said, and this guy how I be trying like to not interrupt because I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, because normally I will forget because you know my brain. So even though I do understand, respect, and agree with the fact that Charlamagne shouldn't be doing that interview and having no type of messiness towards his friend, I agree with that 100%. But I also feel like I did not like at the end when I felt like he was trying to convince Jason that he should not file a lawsuit, that her admitting it was enough. And I felt like, no, it's not enough. It's when I say it's enough, that's when it's enough. Not when you say it's enough, because if somebody would have done that to you, you would have wanted revenge. Envy would have wanted revenge. So don't sit up here and try to convince him. And even at they were like, so what can we do? That when that was said, I was like, oh, so this is an interview on Karen's behalf to see how we can stop this lawsuit from happening. That's what it felt like.
They aren't taking it serious.
I thought it was weird that, because I haven't fully watched the video, so I'll probably talk about it tomorrow or Saturday. I saw the part where they were asking him at the end, but then when I seen that Karen had a response, I'm looking like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, when y'all have had many guests up there who have said shit about whoever, y'all have never gave anyone the chance the same day for rebuttal. So for me, I think that's weird. Like, if you're gonna be, if you're trying to get Jason Lee his time to say whatever, cool. But y'all called that lady early in the morning, her time, wherever she was or whatever, because she was asleep.
Right.
Just for her to say the same shit, like, we talked about it. I felt like it wasn't a need to give Karen a time to respond. Or if you do, have her on there on a whole different day. Let her brush her teeth, comb her hair, put her clothes on, and come up there and have a conversation. But to call her for a 7-ish minute conversation, to me, was pointless. But at the same time, that's his friend. Jamie, so I can't be like, because I would do the same thing for my friend. I'd be like, okay, friend, you want to call up your friend? Because he said some shit, friend, you want to call? And I would do that too. But I think it would be, I would not call where they sound like they sleep. I would do like a real, because Jason Lee that had to record it the day before. It is aired today. So I'm looking like I would at least told her, hey, it's going to play today, so be up if you want a rebuttal. But I'm like, did y'all call her like, hey, is you up? You want to talk? All right, groggy voice. No, not groggy voice.
Yeah, they called her and told her to get up. Get up.
Okay.
And get his response. So. That was
Thank
pointless.
you for the super chat, Maury Wilson. Do it, Jamie.
Oh, y'all want me? Good luck.
Thank you. That's all
I was waiting for it.
Me too. I'll wait on that. Thank you so much, Baraka Halet. Love the panel.
We love you too.
So much. We appreciate it. We're glad y'all enjoying us because we messy and shit. Moving on from there.
Y'all know I am.
Last of the gossip topics, okay, are unfortunately the petties. So the petties, I love the picture of them. They look great here. I love that jacket. It's very 93, 94, maybe even 95. But we'll let
that's
that
when
go.
it happened.
Exactly. I was insinuating that.
Go away.
I was insinuating that. Okay. She always catches my reference. Okay. So basically what happened this week. Oh no, not an echo. So basically what happened this week is that Kenneth Petty had to go ahead and plead guilty. All right. He pled guilty to to failing to register as a sex offender in California. Okay. With that, now Jennifer Huff, his victim, can sue him civilly. And so she went on The Real to tell her story. A lot of us YouTubers already know this story because Nosy Ho put this story out a year ago. And I listened to the whole audio and believed the lady then, because she in her voice, you could just, I mean, there was no, you know how when people lie, they got to think about what they're going to say, or there's hesitation. There was no hesitation when she spoke on the matter. And even when she sat before us, I feel like it's all in her body language and shit. Like what's happened, like the stress of it, the moving around, the being threatened, like all of that shit is, I'm sorry, but that's cohesive with the way the queen pin rolls. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but they knew Jack City out this bitch. Like that's what's going on. They're New Jack City out this bitch. Okay, it's Nino Brown in them. Okay, rockabye, baby. And I personally feel like Nikki is spiraling, which is why the vaccine situation happened as a deflection, not because she really feels like that. Do you really believe that the rich lady who just had a baby during a pandemic has not done her research on the fucking vaccine? That doesn't even make any sense to me. Jason Lee said the reason why she did not perform at the VMAs is because she wasn't ready to perform, which makes me wonder if she's having any complications from those ass shots. Because K. Michelle is. I'm just saying. They had the same doctor from what K. Michelle said.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had the same doctor.
K. Michelle has always maintained
I didn't know that either.
That they had the same person shoot their ass cheeks up. So, I mean, if you think about it, every time we see her, she's sitting down.
Oh, you're right. They were the trailblazers of the big booties. So this was like early on. The fake ones, yes, not the organic ones. They were the trailblazers of it. And now I think about it, she did say that whenever she had that little special talking about her surgery gone wrong. Because it was what, like,
oh no.
Yeah. That's StreamYard being stupid.
Okay. But yeah. Would you say, Nisi? Repeat, please.
Yeah. Early trailblazers to be big. I don't know what's taking over my internet right now. Let me.
You know, we all know. You gonna restart it?
Okay, restart. So Jennifer Huff had this interview with The Real and basically discussed how they repeatedly came to her offering her money to change her story. And in the process of that, she kept saying no. She kept saying no time after time after time. She said somebody put $20,000 in her lap. She still said no. Had to move around, was scared for her kids. And then somebody said you should have took the money because now she's going to put it on your head. She said she had a conversation with Nikki. She told Nikki, woman to woman, that this had happened. And, you know, she had never heard from her since. Now, mind you, Nikki has done this quite a few times where she gets online and has kitchen table talk with 22 million followers. Because I feel like she did this with this situation where she talked about that girl and said that she was a year older than him, said that she was white, like all, you know, said they were in a relationship, like said all of these things that you could not have possibly known to be true. But of course, he's lying to you. But how dumb do you need to be when you're supposed to be this smart? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think Nikki is dumb though. I think Nikki is talented. I do think she's talented, but I do think she's like street stupid because to believe him as if he can't lie about something to me doesn't make any sense. I think it's one thing to marry somebody and you love them, fine. But the fact that she tried to question what the victim said is what aggravates me. You wasn't there. And to even go online to tell anybody what he may have told you is stupid. Again, people have to stop letting these commenters make them respond to shit that they don't need to respond to. Nikki didn't went on goddamn on the thing and said the lady was 16 and all this. And I'm like, it's like, no, that was a lie. So to me, that shows a pattern of Nikki attempting to intimidate that girl or make her feel like she, you know, shouldn't talk, or just kind of harassing her because you're kind of blaming her from the beginning because to make it seem like it was a relationship. No, but you don't know that. So Nikki, just kind of be quiet. Just kind of shut up.
A little bit.
Yeah, I want her to be quiet just a little bit. Go sit down somewhere just a little bit. I understand it's one thing being a barb, whatever you want to call yourself a fan, but don't let the logic go out of the window. It's a situation that makes me think about Karen Civil, right? I have to go back to that. Y'all know how she confessed about what happened with Jason. It's like, if you'll do that, then what else would you do? So when it comes to Nikki, right, I understand these individuals were, harassing your family out in where was it? Haiti, or wherever it was in the country they were in, right? She decided to put this lady's information out there on her social media. She always sends out silent alarms that the Barbs know about to go and attack individuals. So if you think that she will put somebody's information on her page because they're harassing her family, what do you think she's going to do for somebody that could be hindering her husband and her child? You don't think she'll probably harass them, send somebody around there, try and pay them off to try and get this situation dropped? You don't think that? Like, you got to start like really thinking logically about this. I know she's a mega pop star, whatever y'all want to call her and stuff, but Bill Cosby was also once who the hell he was to America as well. And then look where he at. So it's like, just because people got the following, they got the clout, they got the status. I mean, hell, it's so funny to me, right? Because I got to bring Cardi. Sorry, Cardi, got to bring you up. You don't know what the hell happened at that bar and stuff. But y'all still talk about how Cardi was the person that sent somebody over there to attack this young lady. They're still in litigation about that today. But you, as a Barb or whoever, is not willing to consider the possibility that these individuals are harassing this woman. That's what I'm not understanding. They keep trying to pull apart and pick a piece this woman's story. It's nothing to pick apart or pull a piece about because the time has been served. He's been convicted on that. He's pled guilty. We need to focus on the harassment because that's what's at hand right now. That's what the lawsuit is about. Everything else is a distraction, just like that photo she put up today with them skinny legs and that bubble pop of a booty. Okay? So every time something happens, she puts up a distraction. Now, I'm sorry. I like Nikki. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I listen to her music and stuff, but I'm not a Barb at all. I'm not gonna stand by that. That's not me. Okay, I'm gonna call a thing, and the thing ain't looking right now. And I'm standing over there on the side of the survivor, or that feels as though she has been harassed by the people. Her story has not changed in over a year. So y'all do with that what y'all want to.
But the crazy part about it,
can I please read the super chat, y'all? Because one of them disappeared.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. One of them disappeared and I lost it and I was trying to wait. I'm sorry. April B, thank you for the super chat. Great discussions tonight. Thank you. There was another one. I know it was like a whole paragraph. I'm so sorry, but it disappeared on me. I hated it. It does that. After a while, we can't see them.
We be talking sometime, y'all.
I'm sorry.
But I feel like it's a weird. It's weird that people don't get. Jennifer said he registered for 20 years as a sex offender. He never not registered, but he married Nicki Minaj, and all of a sudden he didn't want to register because they moved to a different state. My thing is, what makes anyone not question that? Why all of a sudden did he not want to register once he married her? So if you think that, okay, she came out the blue talking no, people then wonder who she was. Nicki Minaj literally is a mega superstar with millions upon millions upon millions of fans. So if y'all think that even if Nicki isn't directly affecting that girl or harassing that girl, she's allowing or she's pushing out her fans to do it. She's posting shit to make them do it. The fact that they allowed Kenneth to not register, Nikki, you are your team should have said no. Let him go register because we already know that he's a sex offender. Him registering would not have brought anything up.
Didn't something go down with his ex-girlfriend that he left Nikki for? Shortly after, like, they broke up and the girl spoke out or something like that. Something ended up happening at her house or something. And she also stands on the side of the survivor.
Are you mixing that up? Are you mixing that up with Nikki's brother? Because what is like
when they so Kenneth was in a relationship.
What the hell? Why okay, so while she's gone, let me read the super chat that I missed. Sorry, I can't put it on the screen, but thank you, Danny Ingram. Danny Ingram said, I think a lot of people in the industry depend way too much on the connections they have and their capacity to intimidate others that they aren't properly covering their tracks when they try to get over on people. Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Yes, that was true. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Do the Danielle one, Bondy.
I'm sorry.
See the Danielle one. The super chat.
Before they go away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait.
Trey Money, thank you so much for the super chat. And then this one right here. Yes. Thank you, Danielle Joyner, for the super chat. Y'all read that.
Then bars came after me years when I commented on a photo of Nikki, brother, and her. They were calling me to die on IG to make it private.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat.
That's why
I want to say this one thing, y'all. While we talking, if y'all put up a super chat and we put it on screen, we want y'all to read it. We may not say it; it'll be seen. So sometimes we can't maybe say it out loud. So please, we still love y'all though. If we can't say it, we try. We know it's the conversation going on. So sometimes know that we don't mean to ignore it, but if we talking, we can't just kind of. So we want y'all. It's up there and y'all can see it.
No.
Right.
Thank you. All right. So we talked about the Petties and Jennifer Huff, and now we can move on to a few other things. Okay, I just have a lot of things. I just have a lot of things. Questions. Okay. Second question. Y'all know I be finding shit all over the internet. Come back here, Jay Lee.
No, it's fun. No, because I literally sent this to him like this. Was it this morning? When he was at work, and it was so I had this exact conversation earlier today.
When you said him, I just imagine a big old Wizard Kelly character where we can't see his face, just his body.
Ooh, big long legs, tennis shoes, socks. So we see. Look, so it says, you ever had sex in your dream and felt it? Absolutely. It's called the wet dream. What school do you go to? Why haven't they taught you about this? This is Sex Ed 101. What is going on here?
Absolutely. Yes.
It's
Oh, can I tell you my first one? The first one that I could remember. Too funny. Damon Wayans inside of the y'all know the little thing they have in Chuck E. Cheese when you go up in the tubes and all of that going through the tubes. Well, I was fucking Damon Wayans in the tubes. It was like my first wet dream at Chuck E. Cheese.
This before, Bondy.
I remember.
You told us this before.
I couldn't.
I don't remember that one because I always said Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah, man, that was my first. See, look, you gotta always try. Sometimes I gotta tell these stories again. And Alan Payne, when Double Platinum came out, and Brandy, remember he was like Brandy's love interest on that movie, and he was a bad guy at the end, but it was still kind of sexy, even though he played her like a soybean burger bitch. But yeah, I had a wet dream about Alan Payne, and then I met him in person. I was like, this nigga's head is huge.
Ooh.
It looks huge. They say when you have dream sex or whatever, it's ghost fucking you. This is weird. So
I never got that far.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I always wake up right before it really go down. I don't know why. I'd be mad, but
Nah, I've definitely had some full. I've had some full rounds. Some full rounds.
And you wake up like, what the fuck? That's why he says like a ghost. You wake up like, wait a minute.
This is random, but I thought I would update y'all on the latest movie that I've seen.
Oh, tell us.
I saw Woo.
Okay.
And what did you think?
I did not like that movie.
I liked it because
that movie
was
crazy.
Really. It's an acquired taste. I'll say that.
Acquired taste.
I ain't never heard nobody that didn't like it.
She was like, Jada was acting so crazy that but that was the whole point. That was supposed to be the good part. But you saw something else, didn't you? What was the other movie you watched?
How Stella Got Her Groove Back, which I've seen that movie before, but that was just one of the movies that I didn't realize that I had seen before. I like that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Real buttery.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to play this because we haven't played it in a while, and this is a what the fuck type situation. Okay, I love it. So here it is. I'm gonna read it to you guys so you don't have to hurt your eyes, because it's on my phone. All right, so I'm not coming is the response at the top. But it says, my name is so and so. I am the wedding coordinator for so and so and so and so. Sanders. I am reaching out to all confirmed guests to do a final head count and go over some rules and regulations of the wedding day. All kind of grammatical errors. First of all, are you still attending with a +1? Here are the rules and regulations. Please arrive 15 to 30 minutes early. Please do not wear white, cream, or ivory. Please do not wear anything other than a basic bob or ponytail. Please do not fave a full face of makeup. I don't know why you wouldn't fave. I'm sure they meant wear, I guess, or have. Please do not have a full face of makeup. Do not record during the ceremony. Ceremony is spelled with an S. Who's the coordinator? Nope. What school did they go to? My God. Do not check in on Facebook until instructed. Use hashtag whatever their names are when posting all pictures. In all caps. Do not talk to the bride at all. Everyone will toast with Remy. No acceptance, y'all. Not no exceptions. No acceptance.
And you know what I imagine? Oh, wait.
It's the last one. It's the last one. Lastly, must come with gift $75 or more, or you won't be admitted in. Go ahead, Niecy.
If my internet would act right. So the bride that I'm imagining is about 6 bottles of spritz in her updo. She got the blinged out denim jacket and they both are wearing Team Jordans. This is that type of wedding, where people ain't never had shit, they be doing the most. And I think this sounds like she ain't never had nothing. It just sounds insane. I get the cream stuff, but no full face of makeup, no hair done. You ain't never had nothing in your life. Ain't never been center of attention. I hate to see it.
Some of the things are not that bad, but some of them are just stupid. Like I get the whole thing, like don't check in and no pictures, or like don't record. I get that stuff or whatever, but it's like I don't want Remy. And my gift may be $25, and I may have my hair up in the French roll, but you can't control my hair and my makeup if I'm not in the wedding. But I also get some people have crazy hair. And if you don't want somebody to look crazy in the photos, but you still can't dictate that shit. Like I don't
college.
That's crazy.
College.
So some of them was okay, but I think some of them was still stupid. Because I do think some people sometimes you need rules for weddings. Because some folk will do the absolute most. So some of the rules made sense, but some of them was just was downright ghetto and stupid.
Yeah, some of them were like, don't tell me how to wear my hair, but then tell me I can't wear no makeup with it. Like, what the fuck? That's not adding up. I can see if they said, come with the natural beat. If that makes, come with, don't do the most with your eyes or something like that. Come with a natural beat. I feel like that the makeup is an issue. Do not talk to the bride. Like, at some point at the reception, I'm going to want to talk to the bride. The fuck? What you talking about? And I'm going to get my money and I ain't finna speak. Bitch, I'm invited because we are cool. Are you serious? Like, no, that's dead. And the $75, or you're not gonna be admitted. Yeah, I was gonna get $200, but it's the fact that you told me what to bring.
Right?
Shit won't be there. Don't worry about it.
$2.
So they just lost out.
Okay.
That makes no sense.
But I told her my best friend wedding, somebody live streamed her wedding, and she was pissed.
I would be mad about that too. No phone.
I would too. But let me tell you something. If you don't have liquor at your wedding, I am not coming. Don't let me know. There have been times I've accidentally shown up to people's wedding, they ain't had no liquor. And I was like, why the fuck did y'all invite me to this?
See, I bring my own liquor.
I would, if they would told me, I didn't know.
I'll leave and go get it. Like I've been to cash bar weddings to open bar weddings, to BYOB. I've been to all kind of shit. I always keep a bottle in my trunk at a wedding, and I always get some food before the reception because you never know.
Stop at the Popeyes on the way to the reception. Yep. Mm-hmm. See, I'm gonna tell you though, this is New Orleans, and we known for the eating and the drinking of the wedding. Like, it don't even make sense to me for a wedding to not have alcohol and good food, because that's usually what happens. Like, when I tell you I've been to a lot of weddings, and if it's down here, every single one had alcohol and good ass seafood pasta. I don't know why, but there's always a shrimp Cajun pasta at a wedding in New Orleans, along with some meatballs and fried chicken wings. And hopefully,
I hate meatballs.
Oh, the ones out here be so good though. They be
barbecue. I had them one time at I was at somebody's baby shower, and they made me sick. And this had to be like at least 10 years ago. And ever since then, I'm like, I don't fuck with meatballs. Because I remember how sick I got from that one time. And so I can't, I was like, no, I won't die. I won't live.
I concur. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next, like, make it make sense topic. But I'm going to share my screen because, you know, I just wasn't going to pull in these things. I just wasn't. Okay. So I'm seeing a theme. There's a theme. Okay. There's a theme of people, I feel like, promoting this concept. This wasn't the one that I wanted to post like this, but I still want to talk about this one. Promoting the concept that women aren't doing enough to bolster men's egos and shit. So this is one of them, and I'm going to read another one that I saw. Like, all in one fell swoop, I'm seeing all of this shit. Let's elevate our men. You live with your mom? No prob. Move in with me. You don't have a car? No worries. You can drive mine. You have bad credit? No issues, babe. Put that credit card in my name, and we will work on paying the bill together because you are a king. That's what she said. That's what she said. Then, y'all, I need y'all to listen to this one first, and then I want y'all to unleash, please, because this one was the kicker. This was the kicker. Hold up.
Some of these new school ladies or whatever, but when did it become cool for y'all to call y'all man a bitch? When did it become cool for y'all to air y'all business out on social media? When did it become cool for you to tell your man he ain't shit, ain't gonna be shit, ain't gonna never have shit? When did it become cool for you to think that you're the head of the relationship? You're not. I'm gonna tell you, you're not. Your man is the head, and you are to treat him as such. Y'all want the ring, y'all want the wedding, but y'all don't even know how to be submissive. You don't even know what submissive means. And as a woman, you should respect your man. You don't embarrass your man. You don't tell your man he ain't shit. You build your man. You don't tear your man down. The world is already doing that. The world tears your man down every time he goes outside. If you come home and you tear him down even more, you're a pathetic piece of shit. That's what you are. I'm old school, and I need to holler at some of these new school ladies or whatever.
Okay. So here's the thing. The first one is complete bullshit. The first one. The second one, even though I understand where she's coming from, because there is a group of women that love to, like, demean, disrespect, and embarrass the fuck out they dude. But there's something about her hairstyle and that one piece that was hanging.
Your comment.
Because it's the truth. I can tell you, old school bitch. What is the one piece down, bitch? This don't come out of a 1997 hair book, bitch. I don't know what do. Okay,
right? With the swoop and the ball.
I want that one.
Girl, I cannot.
Let me say something, baby. Let me say something. It, to me though, they go into this space of feeling like, because there are some women that disrespect men, that women as a whole should constantly be in this, I'm going to submit to a man because he's a man, versus submitting to him, or even being in a I don't even like the wording anymore because I feel like it still stands for I gotta bitch up so you could feel good about yourself. Like my feelings don't fucking matter or something like that. Like it to me, it always feels like make yourself smaller to fit into what men need you to be versus us both coming to the table benefiting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that submissive over the years have been replaced with compromise because life has changed for a lot of us as women. Like men are not the head of the household as much as they used to be in providers. You actually got some men that are stay at home dads. You know what I'm saying? Stay at home husbands where the wife goes out and she works. I agree with the lady on not being disrespectful to your man, though. I do think that's messed up. I do think when you're in public, you should present a united front as much. But as far as all that submissive talk, that's dead for me because that ain't going down over here. But we can do compromise, but I don't really get down with the whole submissive thing, and I think it's changed over the years.
And
she had points, and I agree with Jamie that you do not. I'm a firm believer in you should never fight in public. On either way, like your man should not be rude to you. You should not be rude to him. Not be like it for a minute, but that part I agree with. But the whole like, it depends on what he doing. Like I know there are men who do their job at home, but because we as women sometimes just want to cuss them out, some women do that. So I get it if that's it. But if he ain't doing shit, I don't have to respect him solely because he's the man in the household. But if he's doing his job, I can't feel that because I'm a woman and I have an opinion, I should be able to cuss him out because I just want to. I do think we should respect our men, but our men have to respect us first. So it's like it goes both ways. That first post, that's childish stuff. That's that's not even grown person stuff. I can also say like, unless he did with his mama because she old and she need the help, like I don't know why you there. Like I need her to be in a wheelchair. I need her to be decrepit. Like something has to be wrong for me. Like okay, what you there for? So that's the only way I can get a man living with a parent because you're helping them and because they're older. That part I don't have an issue with. But if you live with your mama and don't have no car and got bad credit, that's you a fucked up individual. If you my age. If you 25, cool. Because at 25, you may not have all that. So again, that post for me depends on how old that person is. Because somebody who's 24 may live with their mama and not have a car, have bad credit. But you can't be 39 like that.
You can't be 33 like that. The fuck? What I look like? Child, we did that.
I just wanted to say part of this post made me think about whenever Carrie. Damn, I was gonna say Washington. Damn, what's her last name?
Who? Carrie from where?
The green eye, the singer, Pretty Girl Rock.
Carrie Hilson.
Oh, Carrie Hilson.
Hilson. Okay, there we go. She made a tweet a couple months ago saying that a woman will submit when she has a safe space and a man to submit to. And you have a man that's truly doing what a man is supposed to do, submission doesn't sound as bad. So I agree with what y'all are saying. It all depends on who it is. I don't think men should be disrespected, but at the same time, like people get into this pick me mentality, and y'all just want to be submissive to anybody. It's like really,
just because they got a dick.
Yeah.
I don't fight in public, but I fight you in the car. Like we can fuss in the car, like in the car right away on the way home. Oh, we can fuss, but I'm not gonna be fussing with my dude at the restaurant by the way. No, I'm not doing because I think I look dumb. Because I'm fuss like.
We both look stupid. I don't like doing that shit neither. Like lyrical, hey, not in public. I don't like that shit. I'm not one of those people. A lot of people think there's levels of this shit that I'm just not comfortable with in public. But I will say this. I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. Talking about I'm old school, bitch. How are you old school? Because I remember in the 90s, you always was ignorant. I'm sorry.
I think I've known older folks when I was 39. So when I was, let's say, a teenager, people who were my age now, I've seen them put up with a lot of bullshit. So I get her logic in. She's old school, because old school, you would fuss and fight in public or whatever. Or you would either not fuss and fight in public, but we know behind closed doors, it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you just dealing with it. Or even the dude not being shit with a grown ass man, not doing shit, and the woman is just, oh, he the man though. So I have seen that shit, and I'm like, but y'all not even happy. Why y'all? The women would just stay because he's the man of the house. So I like, my uncle has 89 kids, but he's had all these kids while being with my aunt, and they didn't get married until 20 or 30 years after being together, but he still had all these other kids. But because he still took care of home, she stayed around. Now, uncle was still uncle's an uncle, but he was literally a rolling stone in these streets, fucking whoever. That's what it was. But I've seen my aunt stay. I've seen them fuss, but I've also seen now he's kind of fucked down. But back in the day, they would have put up with it. I don't know why. Because my mama didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom left my biological father. Because, like, I don't know, not none on my watch. So luckily she found my dad, you know what I'm saying, and that was good. But I'm like, some folks stayed for the bullshit and then some didn't.
Submission is to relinquish power, to relinquish control.
Submission is based on your own theory. Everyone's form of submission is different. So I think that's.
I just meant the definition of the word.
And she could have googled that, but I do think, you know, people. I mean, she think Bonnie Google. Bonnie Google. She ain't serious. But I do think people have to realize each person's idea of submission is different. Where some people think, okay, I need to fully submit to whatever he wants because that's my form of submission. Others think I just won't say shit in public, but so that's my submission. In public, I submit, but at home, I'm beating your ass. So I think each person has to find what their form of submission means and live their life.
The older I get, the more I don't like the creating of this, you know, women are lesser or have to give something up or have to be more compromising or just in some way have to stretch ourselves into a pretzel so we don't come off a certain way, or so, you know, we are constantly showing up in as a certain way. We can keep a man, so we can get a man, so we can be appealing to a man. Everything is about what these niggas want. And then people online be like, y'all don't care enough about what these niggas want. Like, it sometimes I feel like social media really does a great job at reintroducing stupid old mindsets to younger kids. Because I'm just saying, y'all, like, growing up, what I learned from a very, you know, from what I've seen of healthy marriage in my family, my parents had one of the most, even though it was not perfect, it was healthy because it was balanced. And because my mom, yes, could rest in feminine and all of that, but my mom also handled her shit. So there was never a time where my dad didn't low-key know that, yeah, you handle everything. But if she left, you'd cry like a bitch. So, you know, everybody knows where their power is around here. It's just different. And I think that a lot of households or a lot of mindsets about women is that we are in some way lesser equipped to deal with things. So we should just, you know, focus on what a man thinks because we can't handle it ourselves. And that's what I don't like. Because I feel like that's a personality trait more than it has anything to do with how many X and Y chromosomes we have.
Read this.
Which comment? She froze. What comment?
You bet.
Peyton James. This comment.
Okay. Hell, I thought my granny was submissive, but turns out she done shot and stabbed him a few times, but she never had that info on Front Street to after she passed. Too funny. Yeah, my grandma raised hell. My grandma, like my grandfather had a room in the back that he would run to. because my grandmother was one of those. Like I will, that's why I'm like, that's the reason why I am the way I am, is because my grandmother was one of those, whatever comes up comes out people. I mean, she terrorized my mom's hair salon for years. Like, we miss her, but ain't take no shit. And my grandfather was mild mannered, so like, I didn't grow up seeing relationships that were so male driven. Male identified assholes. All right, y'all, moving on from there. Y'all, can you be with someone who posts provocative pictures? Because there's a post that I'm about to play. Because I feel like niggas always have a tendency to make things way more problematic than they need to be. Let's see, is that it? Yes. Let's see.
Please don't tell me what to do.
But if he might feel like you too sexy,
then you should not be with me.
Then he's
How
insecure.
Why are you so
insecure?
We could be walking on the street and like 5 guys look at me. You're gonna be like, yeah, I know, that's right.
Well, happened if they was posting it, like you met them and they was already posting lingerie? You want them to stop posting it now?
It's single behavior and it's in a relationship behavior. But if you were single and posting lingerie pics, if you're in a relationship, that's cease.
Yeah, they seeing it, but is she making the right account?
You willing to risk love?
Homegirl about to go to sleep on
nobody wants something that's accessible to everybody.
Yeah, that's a fact. People that, even men that don't show their girl or man on social media, I feel like you still trying to keep your options open at that point. Like, she'll do it for the gram.
I mean, I don't really care for posting like that. Like, it's really no validation I need from the internet about my relationship.
Interesting. I'm going to say this. I feel like everybody should do what's comfortable for them, but don't get with somebody who does that for a living or does that in a capacity to take care of themselves and decide that you're going to make them or request that they change who they are because they're no longer single. Because I feel like what it sounds like to me is you're equating posting provocative pictures to fucking. Because you're like, there's single behavior and then there's, relationship behavior, as if posting a provocative picture has something to do with fucking somebody. When really, what can be considered provocative is up to your discretion, really. Niggas is nasty,
If you met somebody who was posting that and that is their brand, you can't expect them to change their brand because you're with them. The same way that some of us are very private, so we don't post me things about our relationship because that ain't nobody's business. So I think people have to do what works for them. However, I wouldn't care if when I met him, that's what he did and he kept doing it because that's how I met him. So I can't get mad because we're together now. Okay, don't post that, don't post this, and vice versa. But people have to know who they get into a relationship with. What do they do on social media? And you have to live with that. And you cannot expect them to change because they with you. That's just, that shouldn't happen.
I agree, but I probably wouldn't date somebody who posted provocative pictures online. Not to say that I'm judging, but I know that that's not something that I would want. I wouldn't want to be like out at brunch with my girlfriends and then they see my man's peeing across Instagram. So
could you date a famous actor who has to have sex scenes?
Okay, well that's different. That's complete. Okay, I'm thinking like OnlyFans.
They said provocative. So that made me think like when girls do the Fenty pose, lingerie, bathing suits, like that made me feel like that versus like straight to porn, which is.
No, I mean, because like if you, because I think how Wenisi was saying, she wouldn't want to date somebody who posts provocative things. But I'm like, if they were the famous person and the actor, they would have to do movie scenes. So because your friend will see your man in the movie who may be naked, or even if he ain't having sex, like he just his body. So I think for me, I would have to know up front what the person do, because I wouldn't care that my friend seen my man if I knew that beforehand. So it's smart to say, well, I wouldn't even date somebody like this. I wouldn't want to have to deal with that in the first place. But I'm like, if he was an actor, I'm like, ooh, girl, look at his sex. Because we've seen stuff and we were like, girl, look. So like that can be somebody's man if you look at that.
Oh
I
no,
agree
not with they
with
dyed
Jamie,
beards
for
and lace
sure.
fronts.
What
What were
say,
you about to
Jamie?
say, Jamie?
No, I was saying I agree exactly with everything that Jaylee said just now.
All right then, we're done with that.
It's my
Okay.
social media.
Oh wait, no, bitch, stop talking to me. I didn't want you to talk to me. Okay, y'all. So I had one last thing for y'all, which is this story that the Shade Room is covering. Okay. And basically, it's a story about a woman, not y'all, get you hoes out of here. A woman who is not you hoes, y'all. I'm sorry. No disrespect. Y'all not to be talking. Niggas gonna be like, she called them hoes. This lady here, who's scamming people out their wigs.
Oh, y'all seen that?
So we gonna watch a little bit of it, and then y'all give us y'all opinion or whatever in the comments. All right.
Concerned about my order, and
let's rewind.
She says that Rhonda White told her that she'd get the wig in 2 weeks. She started to worry though when weeks blew by and she heard nothing.
So I was reaching out to her, just out of concern about my order, and I never got a response through text message, never got a response through email, and then when I would call, no one would ever answer the telephone.
She found another phone number for Rhonda White and finally got through. She says that she exchanged a few heated words with her, and days later, she finally got the wig in the mail.
She said that she construct these wigs herself, but this wig does not look as though it was constructed by her.
This is the Sasha wig unit that Seeger ordered, but this is what she got.
I know texture and Brazilian and, Peruvian. I know all that. This hair is like real shaggy. It's supposed to be like 150% density, and I don't feel like it's 150% density.
Fed up by this point, Seeger just wanted a refund, but White refused. Now, the return policy is spelled out on their website that, quote, all hair extensions and custom units are final sale, but Seeger says the wig was just off.
I don't feel as though the length was right either, but I was just over it at that time.
Adding to her frustration, Seeger says that she was told that she could only pay through Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. But the website says they take most all major forms of payment. She tried to dispute the Cash App charges as fraud with her bank, but the bank told her they couldn't do it unless Rhonda White initiated the refund. Another customer, Hannah Neely, with an almost identical story.
I couldn't get in contact, no emails. She wasn't responding. She wasn't answering the phone. So I'm really like, my heart is just panicking because I'm like, okay, I paid this girl through Cash App.
She got so fed up that she got her uncle, who lives near where Rhonda White conducts business in Jacksonville, Florida, to drive by and pick that wig up directly.
So he pulls up to the address, knock, knock, knock. Who answers the door? There's Rhonda. Now, when he walked in, he asked Rhonda, hi, I'm here to pick up my niece's wig. She ordered it over 2 weeks ago, and I'm here to pick it up. Rhonda said the wig still hadn't arrived. They were still in China.
Neely says she felt bamboozled.
That's still no excuse for the scamming.
Let us
Why not just say, I'm ordering wigs from out of the country? You don't even have to specify. I'm ordering wigs from out of the country, but I will pluck the baby hairs for you. I will do the part for you. Now, would you like to pay $400 or $500? But she would never say that because she knows no one will buy it.
So, of course, I went straight to Rhonda White for answers.
Can you explain the reason why you don't offer refunds to people if they're not satisfied?
I just feel like it's too much, especially with them coming customized. Sometimes we cannot, and being that some of them fit other people's head sizes, we can't always, guarantee that that product will sell the way it was supposed to be sold. We try to get it as, as close as we can. And like I said, we can't satisfy everybody's needs as far as that goes, but
so the wigs that you have in the picture are not the same wigs that people are getting shipped.
Yeah, they're the same. So of course they're not the same exact wig. They are basically wigs that we duplicate. So like I said, we'll take a unit and we'll of course customize it just how it is on the picture, styling it, everything in the picture that you see is how we do it.
They're saying that they can't reach you by phone, by email. What do you have to say about that? Why can't these people find you?
So if they aren't calling during normal business hours, chances are phone calls are not going to be returned. That's the only thing that I can't say about my business now.
But you're not returning phone calls if people leave you messages. Do you think that's your duty to return phone calls?
Okay, so how my business line is set up, I have a Google account to where they can
leave
a message and we will return that phone call from there. But as far as calling during hours that are not of business hours, no.
We paid for express shipping, but see, we couldn't get in contact with her. Even if there were delays or something was happening, we couldn't get in contact. So that's what initially made it seem scammy.
We pulled the Rhonda White collection profile.
That's enough of that. Child, Rhonda White out here scamming y'all. And I felt like the ladies first panel should bring this to y'all because we know y'all be out here sending people Cash App money. Y'all
try. This low-key happened to me. How long ago was it? This was like 3 years ago. A very, very popular wig business right now. They've grown in popularity. Not even gonna say the name. They did me like that. They had pictures of a wig. One girl like an 18-inch wig, right? When I ordered an 18-inch wig. When I got the wig, it was like 12 inches. So I hit them up and was like, hey, you know, this isn't what I ordered. They said, well, the length listed on the website is the length before we cut it. What? So they said the wig was styled. So they list the wig at 18 inches, potentially cut 6 off in styling, and then send that to me. It was insane. And I saw a comment from like, I forgot, it was like Yumiko or something. They said, not a drop ship scammer. This is literally what it is. She's a drop ship scammer. I've heard of it throughout the years. A lot of girls, this is how girls sell bundles and people don't know it. Your favorite AliExpress brands are selling bundles wholesale. Or you get the people who create these websites. They go to AliExpress, and instead of you getting your bundles in 5 days, it's taking you 15 to 21 days because they got to wait for the shit to come from China. So it's happening, and she's not the only one.
I'm not buying shit for nobody through Cash App. I feel like Cash App is the quickest way to not get your money back. So it's like any credible company or business would at least be a PayPal. It would at least be something that if something go wrong, you can in some kind of way get some money back. So when anyone say Cash App me, they on bullshit. Like it doesn't make any sense. But I feel like because I went to that girl page, her comments are off. Look, y'all, I do a lot of online shopping. And what I look for the most for anybody who's like an IG page or whatever, look at their comments. If they have 50 million, subscribers or followers or whatever, but they don't have no comments, they couldn't because they own bullshit. They can buy followers to make it look like they're bigger than what they are, and then no one commenting. It's like it doesn't make any sense. So, like you have to do your due diligence first. Because people scamming. Do not do Cash App shit. It's shady. But this person to say that if somebody call after business hours, I won't call back. Bitch, how? You have a voicemail, bitch. What? And I have a Google account. Oh, so you have a fake phone. Because you're out here scamming. So I feel like we have to sometimes be smarter and not how to get scammed. Because I'm like, her page looks weird. Because there's no comments. And her comments are not off, I think, since they put up the post or whatever. So I just don't trust many IG boutiques and shit. If I can't see, I need to see comments from people who bought your shit. And I need to go to their page and be sure that they real people. Yeah. Because you can also make fake comments for your. No, I need to go to their page. I need to see them in your outfits. So yeah, like we have to sometimes do a little bit of
reviews with pictures.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else to add, ladies?
I just can't fathom spending $300, $400 and all that money people be spending for bundles. That's just me. Like I just couldn't fathom giving that over, especially when I know how to get my own hair anyway. And yeah, that's really it.
Because she said $700. I don't wear weave. So. It's $700. Is that she said $700? Is that a regular price for weave?
They be over there doubling and tripling.
Yeah.
Right. It depends.
The
like
wigs
it's
be
some
like
girls.
$100. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's some girls specifically. Well, you know,
It
they got
depends.
big on YouTube and they do everything custom. Well, some of them started out doing stuff custom and reselling it. And sometimes it's just a name attached to it. Like, hey, I want whatchamacallit to do my wig because she made YouTube videos. But then eventually they start working with vendors and the wigs come pre-wefted.
Even like, I mean, I'm gonna just say that RPG show is expensive. You're not getting no real good wig for $100 on RPG show.
No. I was speaking with Jay Lee. I was speaking on what they originally cost. So when it comes to RPG, they probably getting it for 100, but they charging y'all 700. So they making racks off that. And that's for me. When you know when you do your own research and you can figure out where to go, why would I pay RPG 400? You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just a particular wig that I just can't get, and it's like it's an exclusive at this point. Let me just buy this one. But honestly, I just no.
Well, give the girls the game, Jamie. Tell them. How do you? Where do you get your wholesale wigs from, sis?
I've been going to AliExpress for years, all the way back to 2010, and I also go through Alibaba, and I just consult with those individuals over there, and we just talk, and then I order, and it hasn't failed me since.
Really, that easy? I've definitely had an AliExpress wig before. It's been a while, but yes, I've had one. Y'all know I don't even really like buy wigs like that. I'll buy like a custom one or something like every now and again. But for the most part, if you ain't sending it to me, I ain't gonna get it. But y'all, it's time to move on. And before we do that, y'all know what to do for us. Yes, like the video, support us, okay?
I was stretching.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do in these times, in these moments. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's go ahead and follow social media platforms. Follow us at the Ooh Ladies First Panel. Email us at the Ooh Ladies First Panel at gmail.com. Follow me at BondyBlue on everything. That's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Follow Jamie at Jamie That's Me. Also on everything. Follow Jay Lee. Jay Lee, is this old or new?
No, that's new.
Okay, thank God. Follow Jay Lee at Jay Lee's Corner on YouTube and Twitter, and Jay's_Lee's_Corner on Instagram, and follow Niecy at Niecy Dixon on everything. Thank you so very much. Support us. Okay, follow us right now. And we're gonna get into the next segment of our show, which is the last segment of our show.
That should be a longer song. I would think it'd be a little.
I'll work on it. It was about. So, our kind of people. New show. We weren't even going to talk about this. We were all in the DMs like, yeah, we'll watch it, but there's no point in adding it. And then everybody was like, so are we talking about our kind of people? And so I was like, okay, guys. Fine, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd already watched it. It was good. Thank you, Carrie Moore, for the super chat. Wigs be catfishing and overpriced. I got a wig from Jada Waiter's sister. Wig was not worth the price, so I took it back. Her shop was in one of the roughest parts of Atlanta, dirty and smelled like fish. That's unfortunate. Thank you for the super chat and all those deets. Okay, so our kind of people. Let me go ahead and pull up my notes so that I can be real specific about this shit. Thank you, honey. So, I almost feel like everybody black was on this show. Okay, you got Debbie Morgan, you got Morris Chestnut, you got Yaya DaCosta, you got Lance Gross, you got Joe Morton, you got the little girl from Lincoln Heights, the younger sister from Lincoln Heights. Child, there's just so many people, and there's some new faces as well, you know. But so main character Yaya, named Angela on the show, moves to what I like to call the inkwell. Okay, she and her 17-year-old daughter, and I believe her aunt, which is played by Debbie Morgan. Okay, so they moved to the Inkwell, and she actually took out loans to move there, and she's trying to infiltrate this what's it called, y'all? Help me.
Social
It's
club.
like it's like a social club.
Yeah, it's a ritzy titsy black lady social club, okay? And she's trying to get in, and she wants to open her business, her own hair salon called Eve's Crown, right? And the other main lady, Leah DuPont, okay, is giving her a hard time. Leah DuPont is heir to the throne of her father Joe Morton's dynasty out this bitch, and she's married to Morris Chestnut. Y'all, Morris Chestnut is playing the bad guy. He ain't did nothing yet, but his energy is flawed. His energy is flawed. I know when Morris Chestnut is about to be a good guy. This is not one of those times, okay? Leah is also problematic as well. She automatically puts herself in the opposing view of Angela, like just automatically. I thought it was weird. It's like, why is there beef happening here? And then there's an old bitch that's a part of the social club that sets her after Angela as well. Put Angela on blast at an event, child, about her mama going to jail. She didn't even know her mama went to jail, girl. She thought her mama was just doing hair and never made it. But that's why she's there, because her mom owned a building there. Girl, by the time we get to the episode, we find out that Angela and Leah, who hate each other, might be sisters, because Joe Morton probably was a Rolling Stone. He was given really good monologue as well. So on top of that main storyline, her daughter Nikki actually is annoying to me, because she wants to be friends with Leah's daughter and her friends, but Leah's daughter is an asshole. And so her little lesbian girlfriend ends up going overboard on a boat. And Nikki somehow has the girlfriend's phone, tries to give it to Leah's daughter. And Leah's daughter basically lies to the police, says that she was not with the girl when she wasn't with Taylor when Taylor fell off the boat. And then says later on that Nikki was threatening her when Nikki was just trying to help her and give her the cell phone that had evidence that Taylor and Leah's daughter was fucking around. Okay, so it's a whole bunch of scammy, weird shit going on this show, but it's good. Everybody's bronzed and in really good lighting, and it's a Lee Daniels, so it's dramatic and it has dialogue. Y'all, give me y'all thoughts.
I thought the show was really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, but I figured because Lee was attached to it, it would be pretty good, because I like Empire and Star. But the only issue I had with the show towards the end, when the sister Leah, I'm calling her sister already, when she started calling her out about her mom, it just seemed like it started moving so quickly. When she said, "You've been writing me this entire time," and I'm like, "Girl, you act like you've been here for 4 weeks or something. You only been here for like a day or two." And she's writing your back. Something about that did not make sense. It just sped up a little too quick. Even when she found out that, or she put 2 and 2 together, and she realized as she watched that tape of her mom, she said, "Joe Morton is my dad," or whatever, his Teddy Franklin, whatever, is my dad. I'm like, I thought we was gonna wait till like episode 4 at least, so we just gonna go ahead and get into it towards the end. Okay, so it makes me wonder, what else is there to look forward to in the season? It kind of makes you a little bit excited, but then not necessarily sure, because they're putting so much in the first episode. True. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I'm hoping they don't rush it though. I don't know how many episodes it is, but overall, I really enjoyed it. Love Yaya. I think that Lance Gross's character is, I feel like he could be kind of bad for her, but at the same time, I feel like he could be the do boy for her. Like, I'll get it done for you, but at the same time, hang it over her head like I did this and that for you. Another thing I want to highlight is the fact that when she kissed him, I was like, why are you kissing this man so soon? But I guess it relates back to her daughter, when her daughter said, "Oh, now you want to be a mama now?" So maybe her mama was out there in them streets, which is why she kissed that man so quickly.
She did. Everything was happening quickly. Like, to be honest, when you said that at the end, I was like, yeah, why the fuck she just like, she was in there, "That's why my mom sent me here, because I was just like, wait a minute, are we drawing conclusions this quickly? Wait a minute."
Exactly.
Like, it did feel a little rushed there, but like you said, I thought it was really still entertaining, and it gave me hope because of the people that are involved. Like, you don't normally see Joe Morton in shitty shows.
Facts.
We can't miss an episode, or else we gonna miss a whole year or 2 of information.
Right? Is this the fucking Young and the Restless? The hell? Jaylee, any thoughts on Our Kind of People?
I hit my omelet. I like the show. I feel like it is a soap opera, a drama, but it's a black folks, and I feel like the actors did good. I like how the first episode showed us exactly who everybody was, so we didn't have to wait to figure out, okay, who is this, who is that. I like when they kind of set the whole stage so that we not worried every episode. Well, who was Lance's character? Who was, like, the fact that we know they sisters. In episode 1, I like, because it's like it's not having to figure shit out. So I think even Papa Pope, Joe Morton doing his thing, his monologue was really, really great. I hope that it doesn't get stale, because sometimes Lee Daniels, like by season 2 and season 3, he ran out of shit. So I wanted to stay as good as it looked like it's gonna be. Like even the preview seems amazing for the season. So like I agree with Easy. We can't miss the episode because it seems so good. The fashion was great, and the hair.
The hair was everything.
I loved it.
Everything. Made me miss LA Hair.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah.
Remember? Because
they were supposed to come back.
Was it Kim?
No,
Kim Kimball.
Yeah.
It was that LA Hair. What was the other one?
What other one?
They had the girl who did the natural hair wigs on there.
Oh,
but I did miss Kim Kimball show. I forgot the name.
I forgot. It was on WeTV.
Yeah, it was another WeTV hair show, but that one.
You talking about that show with all the Italians?
No,
it
was all black.
It was black people, and it was the one lady who kept saying she had the vending machine hair. That was her idea.
$50 quick weave. Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the show. But I like that show. And they left us in the lurch.
Me too. They always do that. We get all invested, cutting it in the ATL. Absolutely, that's what it was.
That was it.
That's exactly.
It was a good show too.
I do remember.
They had drama.
They did.
They did.
Oh, okay. I don't know why y'all telling me to check the Discord. I don't know what I'm supposed to see because I don't see it. But anyway, let's move on from our kind of people. Will be checking in, to see how we're feeling about it as time goes on. But we have to press on to the next show, which is Married at First Sight. We are all very excited to get into Married at First Sight.
I'm beating my eyes.
I didn't take notes.
Child, first of all, we're gonna start easy. We're gonna start with Ryan and Brett. Child, listen, Ryan don't like Brett. And I did not realize until I watched Niecy's video that they probably are like feeling this way because they haven't had sex. He wants to fuck. So like the energy is dwindling for him because they haven't had sex. And for her, it's like, I need the energy to heighten more before we can have sex. Like, I'm not going to give my body to you for you to then decide that it's not good enough. Fuck out of here. So
I think the opposite. I think she wants him to fuck her. I think she wants it regardless. But I think she realized he don't want her. I think if he tried to give it a dick, she'll take
it. I think she will, but I think she needs him to be at that place before. It's like she needs his word before she feels. She needs his word.
You're back.
No, do it again. Fuck that.
I was saying she needs his word so she can feel safe enough to have sex with him. For him, he feels like sex is what'll take them to the next level. They want two different things. I feel like Ryan is tiptoeing around saying that.
Yeah, I can see that. I was shocked when she said that he's affectionate or something like that. I'm like, I see no affection between either one of y'all. I don't even know where that came from. It was given, was it Ryan and Clara when they sat down with the lady and it seems like she was trying to make it seem like everything was good. And then he opened up and kind of talked about how he's not where she is. I was like, I appreciate him for keeping it real because she was cool with being, I don't know if that's how she truly felt or if she was trying to convince the expert that was sitting in front of her. But it was definitely off. But yeah, that's it for Ryan and Van Given.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to them. I outside of them, I actually did like Ryan this episode. But Mirla and Gil finally have a kiss, and y'all, I thoroughly enjoyed their scene when they were sitting together on the sofa asking the questions, and she was giggling and all close to him, and touching him, and it was just, to me, somebody said this and it rang true. Somebody was like, something might have happened to her growing up, which is why she has those physical boundaries, or feels like, kissing and sex are so equal. Because I can't let you, be that close to me if I don't feel 100% safe. And you can tell that that's really where, like, even her like body language sometimes makes me feel like something has happened to her, and that's why she's so guarded the way she is, because people judged her a lot for that. But I feel like I kind of understood it, because you really don't know somebody, and there are a lot of the women on these shows, like Michaela, like Rachel, that rush to have sex with these men just because they're their husbands, and then they end up making you feel like you made a bad decision by doing that. So I just, I'm happy to see that their shit is turning around. I'm happy to see that I was kind of right about them being sarcastic with each other, because I had picked up on that early on and I thought that was cute. But at first we couldn't really tell, because he was coming off like an asshole and so was she. So we was just like, child, I don't know if we like neither one of y'all. But today I like to say that I really like the both of them. I do.
I know she said like that she had been cheated on. She said she had been cheated on before. So that's why she, I guess, wait because of being cheated on.
I ain't hear that. Talking about with Mirla and Gil, she was cheated on?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah.
I missed that. But I did love the exercises between the both of them, though. I really like when they got closer to each other and started breathing. I was like, okay, I know that kiss is coming around the corner, honey.
They gonna do it.
Coming around the mountain. So I was happy to hear that they ended up kissing. So I'm starting to like Mirla and Gil. Even though it took them some time to get to this place, I like that she's starting to let her guard down and seeing how patient he is and how kind he is and how he doesn't really mean her any harm. And I'm like, okay, I feel like they probably could really, be like best friends within this marriage. So I like
seems
them
that way, right? Don't it seem like they really built a friendship? Like they be joked out, and I love that. She be like, to me, when women laugh like that, it's because they feeling you. Like, we don't just be laughing at niggas' jokes like that, because you niggas ain't that funny. And she was keying, and it's because your
But even how
be
she was sitting next to him, when they was sitting next to them and doing the like, she scooted closer to him, to be comfortable. And I'm like, she likes him. And you can tell she likes him.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Gil was confused as to why she hasn't kissed him, because I think he felt like you like me, but you won't kiss me, and you saying that you want to be with me, but I don't get it. And
I think that's like a physical boundary thing.
Yeah, I like that she was doing that.
Yeah.
I always felt like once Mirla committed, there would be no divorce. So now that she's in, I think it'll be.
She said that.
Nice.
She was like, you basically take that shit off the table. I was like,
in divorce.
Oh, I mean, when I saw him with the Gucci shoes on in the after show, I said, oh no, it's happened. Okay, sir, you've been taken. Okay. Oh no, no. So outside of that, let's move on to Johnny and Bao, get them out the way. So Johnny and Bao were fucking, and we're all wondering what it smells like. And her dad was an alcoholic, and we're all wondering if she was overreacting. So what are you guys' thoughts?
I feel like they fucking and that's it. Attention to them. Yeah.
There wasn't much.
I can't think of any.
I mean, they are more, they both seem looser now. She seemed her guard is down. And he seems to not catch you take showers. So whatever they did, it worked.
I don't think it's gonna last long. So when Niecy said lust, I think that was that's perfect. Because it's not, I think Johnny probably was just sexually frustrated, needed to rub one in. But I don't know about the compatibility anymore.
No, they're on a physical high. And he still doesn't like the things he doesn't like about her. Like whenever he said, oh, your dad was drinking. Oh, okay. He was like, why'd you hype that story up like that? Is how I feel like he reacted. They're still different. They're on a physical high.
Whenever she does that, and when I was young, and that one time, and then they were like, and it was just so, it makes you not want to believe her. Like the way she explained the story and like spoon feeds you, you know what I'm saying? The information, like, bitch, get to the point. Why are we talking around it? Land the plane, bitch. You're circling the airport. So yeah, she can be aggy, which will let you know that she's over dramatizing the situation. Like, bitch, it is not a TV drama. Like, stop it.
Right.
Okay, so let's get to Zach and Michaela. So main situation with Zach and Michaela this episode is that Zach talks to his cousin, friend, child, whatever the fuck, about how he and Michaela was supposed to have a movie night. He went to his apartment to get Roku stick, whatever the fuck, decided to stay at his apartment and sleep there, and called her and told her that. And she was upset, but she didn't blow up. So he was happy with that. Then later on, they go to therapy and he proceeds to have a fucking conniption because he feels like she is just that way. She is the knee-jerk reaction. That shit, she is the knee-jerk reaction. That shit blew me because I was like, damn, it's only been like 2 real blow-ups and this situation is weird and uncomfortable. And you never, you know what I'm saying? It's not exactly a everyday life situation in the first place, and then you put that in pandemic, mode and everything else. I just kind of feel like it's easy for somebody to spaz or have a moment, and it's ridiculous for him to act as if her acting the way he wanted her to still wasn't good enough. That's what it made me feel like. And it brought me back to what I had said about him from the beginning, that I felt like he heard what she said when she said that she did not like being left. And he did it anyway. And I think he gave her the bare minimum in that moment so that he wouldn't look like the bad guy. Because when we circle around to it this time, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to gaslight her into an argument. And I don't know whether it's because you're trying to self-sabotage the relationship, or if it's because you're like a low-key fuckboy that likes to create drama so you can run away and go do whatever you want to do, and then she'll still be there, and you come back and you do a cute little date and you make her feel better about it, and now she won't overreact because she's hypersensitive to you crying about her being a knee-jerk reaction. Go ahead, y'all.
I feel like Zach is slick, full of shit, and it's about control a little bit. Like, that's what I was getting from him, trying to bait her with the tears and stuff, the same way I felt like she was trying to bait him with the tears in the kitchen. And now you want to sit up here and cry, and then you want to sit. I felt like when he was talking to her, trying to get her to understand why the expert was there, he was like, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know, like, you know what I'm saying? Help me make this make sense or something. I felt like it was like him trying to manipulate this girl, but then get a co-signer at the same time. I was like, what are we doing here? And I was glad that the lady, the expert, kind of saw through it and called him out about his actions and stuff, which led Michaela to say, this is what I've been trying to communicate with you. You always try to make it seem like I'm the problem, but you don't do X, Y, and Z, or this is how you act or whatever. But the short answer is that Zach is a little manipulator. And he doesn't know how to let go of this because he does not want to let go of it. That is how he thinks he's going to control her behavior, by continuing up in her face. And I hate when he says, like, I really want this to work. And it's like, no, you don't. Because if you did, you would start to shed this. Once you tell her something and she corrects it and she's working on it, you gotta move at that pace with her. You can't still be standing back there. So for me, I just he know what he doing.
And what color is his hair? Because I'm confused.
I don't know.
Colorful.
Why sound like today is coming up sooner than what I expected? At least that's what they were saying in the previews for the next episode. I'm like, is Decision Day coming up? I thought the season was longer than.
That's probably in a couple weeks.
Okay.
For me, I think Michaela and Zach both had valid points. I don't think her saying you make promises and then go back on them. So that's my issue with you. His thing is, okay, you blow up and I don't like that. I think both of them have a valid reason for how they feel because he did things and she did things. but they both are accusing the other one of not moving past it. When she said, I trust him 50% because he's done this and this and this. He then said, well, I can't trust that you won't blow up. They both are still doing the exact same thing. They both are in their feelings about what the other one has done. So I don't think Zach is the issue. I don't think she's the issue. I think they both have issues that they won't let go of based on what the other one did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Zach is a fuckboy. I think Zach is fucking emotional. I think he's 27. He's emotional. He needs to grow up a little bit. So that's his immaturity. But for Michaela, I think she do react that way. That is her. I say that because I know how I react to stuff. And sometimes if I react quick, it would be how she does. If you don't think to calm down first, when you are a reactor, you react. So I think he's right in saying that is who she is. That isn't a good or a bad thing. It's just a fact. And while he needs to allow her time to learn to not do that, she has to get that she's done it and it made him feel some kind of way. But he also has to expect, because he said things and not followed through, that she can feel like she don't trust him. So I think for me, it's not even about who's worse or better. They both is doing shit to the other one because they're strangers. But Zach needs to stop making it seem like because that's who she is internally that she can't change. You have to give her time to change, and that's it.
I definitely feel like he wasn't giving her a lot of grace under the circumstances of the situation. So let's go ahead and move on, because y'all know y'all want to talk about Jose losing his shit on Rachel because she accidentally called him fucking Johnny in the middle of a conversation. Lost his shit, cursed her out like a hoe on the street, and told her to leave the apartment that Lifetime was paying for down to the apartments. It's not his house. This is why
I locked her out.
Listen,
I was pissed.
I was like, that's why I was glad that she wasn't trying to run and live in his place. That's why I always feel like they should wait before they do that shit, because them men be trying to hurry up and get you to give up your shit so that you don't have a choice but to stay with them while they treat you like shit because you just gave up your place. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely wanted to put Rachel at a disadvantage. That's why he wants the bank account. That's why, because he wants to be able to control her and treat her any kind of way. And I think that he felt like he was going to be able to do that to her. I think he thought she had low self-esteem and he was going to be able to like completely fuck over her if he felt like it, if he got upset. And she was just going to come back and get over it. And that's not what she was on, at least for this episode anyway. And she told him that she didn't want to stay married to him. And then she read this letter to him that she wrote 2 weeks ago. Mind you, we 4 weeks in. So 2 weeks in, she writing letters and shit about how he is controlling her. And she had felt like that for a while. We know that. But I think she was trying to give him a chance to prove that that's not where he was coming from in its entirety. But y'all, the way he responded, that was the bitch-ish shit I have ever seen. The way his arms folded, well, get out, go. Like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, he was mad disrespectful, first of all.
Which is why he did that? I think he did that because he didn't realize these security cameras would catch it. I think because it was him, her, and the producer talking, and wasn't no cameras around. That's why he did that. So I think even talk to the guys, I think he don't know in scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We seen what happened. We seen what you said. We seen the reason that she acted that way instead of I'm done with you. Because it wasn't like, a little argument. No, you cussed her out and told her to get out. So for me, I'm looking like Jose completely showed her a whole different person for 4 weeks of who he was. And when she said to him, who are you? Are you the one who was, the past 4 weeks, or is this you? For me, that's Jose. Because when she said to you, I said sorry. Well, it wasn't good enough. And then the following day, when the camera's around, you see cameras, hey, how was your day? The fuck you mean how was my day? Last night again, he don't know we saw that footage yet. I fully believe he don't know they had that yet. And so I feel like her saying how you talked to me wasn't okay. And then he was a fucking psychopath and just kept cooking as if what she was saying didn't matter. So I feel like she should leave him. She should not love him. And he fully tricked her into loving him And he flipped out over because I felt like, oh, she must have said somebody else's name. When they said, I said, Johnny, Bob's husband? So that shows he is irrational. That's why he's single. So yeah, fuck Jose all day, always.
When the men started laughing at him, I was dying. They was laughing at him. Gil was like, no, when Ryan was like, come on, dude, it's gonna come out. Come on, dude. She said Johnny's name, bro. Come on. Johnny, Jose, y'all always together. Like, it was a slip of the tongue. Like, everybody was laughing at him. Even Zach, even in the after show. I watched the after show, and he was still trying to lie about what happened, talking about he didn't lock her out of the room on purpose. He thought she had went to work, and Zach was just sitting there, and eventually Zach was like, honestly, dude, like, you kicked her out on purpose. You locked her out on purpose because you were mad. Like, that all her stuff was still inside. All the men have continuously said the same thing. All her stuff was inside. And everybody knows that because she was knocking on everybody's door trying to get in. So they know she didn't go anywhere. Keep talking about, I don't know where you went. All you had to do was open up the door and peep your head out the door and see that she was down the hallway knocking on everybody's door. The fuck?
And where did I go at 1 o'clock in the morning without my purse and no keys?
Jose, some bitch shit. That was the only way I could explain that. That was nothing that a man should ever do to his wife. And if he does do it, that's some bitch shit. And I stand by it. I feel like what he really got upset about, he tries to make it seem like what they gonna do is paint it up and be like, oh, well, he's triggered by cheaters because of his mom. And he was just, thinking maybe you cheated. But no, I think the real issue here is that he's a little ass man. And he knows that he has to assert his manliness through talking about his credit score and nothing else. You have to find something where you think that you can actually compete with men who have the aura of a man. So I think that that's where the struggle is coming from. It's definitely a Jose issue. I also think that she jumped into saying that she loved him too early, because as soon as somebody gets mean, you don't just fall out of love. Like, y'all was playing games.
Fuck you. Well, I think you don't fall out of. I don't think they are in love. I think she had love for him, but I do feel like if you talk to me that way and lock me out at 1 a.m., I don't love you because you don't love me. And what I thought I felt for you wasn't even real. So my thing is, the reasons I thought I loved you is not real. It was fictional. So truly, I don't love you because who I thought you were, that ain't even you. So the real Jose, I don't love that person. Because that's the real you. Who you really are comes out in anger. And when she was in the fact that she was calm, because she was calm talking to him, she wasn't rowdy. He was rowdy. So I felt like her thing was like, you're talking to me? I'm your wife. And he kept the get the fuck out for me was like, oh, okay. You kicking me out of Weed TV's house, not Weed TV, whoever he is, Lifetime's house. You kicking me out of Lifetime's house? Fuck you.
No. Yeah, he's out of line, and I really didn't like how he was lying to the guys either about the whole situation. He locked her out on purpose. Him telling her to leave, like, it was just like his whole demeanor was giving me insecurity. I want control. You're disposable. I'm the catch in this relationship. You can go. Like, I just didn't like how he was handling her, especially when she came back to have a conversation. Like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. And then to hear that, like, it's Johnny. Like, she not messing with Johnny. Like, y'all probably was just talking about Johnny, which is why she probably called you that. Like, he was wrong. He was out of line. She need to be mindful of that. I definitely don't think she in love with him at all. Girl, you just wrote a whole letter 2 weeks after meeting this man. And then here it is another 2 weeks, girl, you're not in love with this man. You in lust, and y'all don't cross the line, and y'all done hunched on each other, and you think it's bigger than what it is.
I was thinking maybe he was mad because they both want Johnny.
Oh, good night.
Well, I mean, that's his friend. That's his friend, girl. All right, Sean. That's all we got about Married at First Sight. So let's go ahead and move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, Huntsville. Listen, bullet points. Maurice finally jumps in for Kimmy. Thoughts?
Too little, too late. Way too little, too. Oh, Jay Lee, are you muted or am I frozen?
Girl, I was muted. Go ahead.
Okay. I think it's too little too late. He should have commented on the things he should have commented on. The only time he really spoke for this episode was she does correct Jalen when you should have been speaking on them laughing about calling your wife a side chick. So
exactly. And then it seemed like by the end of that, he still went along with agreeing with whatever Marcel said anyway, as far as Jalen having a smart mouth or whatnot. So yeah, we didn't need it.
It sometimes seems as if Maurice is the baby brother and not the oldest brother, because I think he really allows for Marceau to sway him.
Marceau has
he was the youngest. I didn't know he was the oldest.
Me either, but Marceau carries himself as the big brother. Like, my brother is younger than me by a year, but people think he's my big brother because his aura is just like as the big brother. So I do think Marceau has big brother energy, even though he's a little brother. You on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so Tisha and Kimmy. So after they argue, they make up. They hug. Tisha admits that she does question Kimmy a little bit too much, and she needs to let that go. But then in the confessional, she's talking about how wrong Kimmy is about the Jalen situation, because if any other employee had responded yes ma'am to her in text message, then she would have fired them. Mind you, everybody just quit.
Right.
Okay.
Tisha wants to feel like she has some authority. I feel like Tisha has no authority in her house, so she likes to make it seem like at the restaurant, I'm big bad boss or whatever, and I'd have to be here. And Jalen saying yes ma'am to me means I've asked y'all for help, y'all want to help me, so catch his attitude. I think he has every right to have one. So for me, as far as Jalen and Tisha and Marcel, man, fuck them. Kimmy has every right to not want to continually be questioned by Tisha. I'm happy Tisha for some reason has grown up in this episode, but I feel like it won't last long. So I hope she stays that way. But it's Tisha.
My thing with Tisha, with her feeling as though Kimmy is wrong about the situation with Jalen, I need her to use that same logic with her mom. Consider the fact that your mom is also wrong in situations. You just said that you wanted to get the full scope, but then you came at Kimmy as though Kimmy was the one that was in the wrong. So I don't think that's cool. Use that logic all the way around.
I think that's what stopped her from keeping the argument going, because she had mentioned her mom right before she apologized. She was like, if that's the case, then you can say I'm doing the same for my mom. And I think that's probably the only thing that would allow her to be logical about that situation.
Okay. So with that being said, let's move on to what is that I'm hearing? I don't know, hearing some like feedback, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, Tiffany calls Mel a baby mama. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like she was talking about the real baby mama, Ariane, when she asked Martell if he had talked to his baby mama. I feel like she was talking about Ariane. She was not talking about Mel. He probably talked to Mel. But that's not even like the thing for me. The thing for me was, first of all, Martell having to correct her, the fuck. But Mel then, after saying that she wasn't bothered by that, I was like, you don't even want your kid and they kid, what I'm saying, your kids and they kids to be talked about in the same Instagram post. And now all of a sudden it's not bothersome for you to be put in the baby mama bin with Ariane. Like, it just kind of rubbed me like, oh, so we just gonna keep protecting Tiffany even if she does shit that is disrespectful or just kind of tongue-in-cheek shady to you.
I think that anybody else made that. I think the fact that they asked Tiffany who she met and she said Mel, I feel like, okay, she was purposely, trying to be shady to me, because she did the same thing to Destiny. She called LeBaric Destiny's baby daddy, but I'm like, no, that's her ex-husband. I feel like we all know there's a stigma on baby mama, and that usually means it's someone who you wasn't married to, but you have kids. And Mel was married for 14 years, had 4 kids while they were married. Put some respect on her name. Like, she's not his baby mama. Even if they are no longer together right now, that's not who she is. So I don't understand why Mel wouldn't at least feel like, don't try to double down on me being a baby mama. that's weird to me because she carries herself like she would not want to be in that category. So that's weird. But Tiffany's fucking messy. Like she's completely messy. And I can't wait for Destiny to get her ass together next week.
I agree. I definitely think she was talking about Ariana. Miss Girl. She was not talking about Mel. That don't even sound
they
right.
asked her. She said
she was
Mel.
talking about that.
No,
Right. That's what
her,
she said. But
Mel.
I don't think that's what she meant. I don't think that's what she meant though. I think she was talking about the other girl. Because I mean, I just never heard her I never heard her refer to Mel like that. You know what I'm saying? Since she's been on the show, it's always Mel. So why would you use that opportunity when they're bringing up Mel to say baby mama, and then when he asks you, you say I'm talking about Mel? That then I think she was being messy.
Because she doubled down in the confessional. Saying like, they got 4 kids, so she's like, something like even she didn't mean in the scene, she doubled down on it in the confessional. So she said, what she meant.
Messy. I think she was being messy, and when they asked her, she cleaned it up. Like I'm talking about Mel, no, because she just had been called out for being messy as hell. So I think she was talking about the other girl, but try to clean it up real quick, and that's why she gonna get collected on next week. She was being messy.
What about this, y'all? I forgot that they said this. Martell and Destiny talking every day.
Did.
Like I'm sure that doesn't mean anything.
I don't know if he was being for real or if he was joking.
Okay.
I wonder if he was joking, but I also feel like they said before how he knew Destiny before he knew Mel. Right. And but I also feel like he maybe was jokingly saying I talk to her every day. So I think one, it was a bit of a joke, but two, but also he's known her longer than he's known Mel, so it's not awkward when that's his friend.
Yeah, but something every day?
Why they say it like that?
Just every day. That's all. I don't talk to nobody.
And then you wanted them to ride with you?
Mm-hmm. That's because Mel can't drive. Because even Desi said it, she can't drive. I'm like, Mel will be whoever driver.
Child, that threesome word kept getting thrown around as well. Tisha talks to Marceau at the bonfire or whatever. It should have been a bonfire, but it wasn't. They was just out there in the fucking dark. But Tisha asking Maurice to look after Marceau was just such a stupid moment to me for several reasons. But the main reason is, why do you think that man's brother is ever going to tell on his brother to you? That is not the way they are made. That is not the way they are built. They are men's men. They're going to keep the lie alive, and they're going to protect each other at all costs. It is very obvious. So why Tisha thought that he's going to like make sure Marceau isn't fucking around on you. Like, he's not going to do that. He might have conversations with Marceau, as we saw a preview to next week, that he'll, say something on her behalf, but I don't know how that will help their relationship, because I'm sure that people have said things to Marceau about the way he treats Tisha. I'm sure that men have said something to him about it, because when they met up with Tisha's family and all of that, everybody couldn't wait to come up and run up to him and say whatever the fuck they had to say. So Wanda and them telling us. I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, if she wants him to treat her better, she's gonna have to like damn near file for divorce. Like, he's not going to change because he feels like you're not going anywhere, and you have to be in a space where it's like, well, either you change or I'm gone. And that's the only thing I think will push him to make a decision. He's that type of nigga. Like, you gotta muscle him.
I would never have that conversation on camera, because it made you look insecure, that you had to ask your husband's brother to make sure he don't fuck hoes in Vegas. So I feel like, how can you say y'all marriage is good and you trust him if you're having to ask another grown man to watch your grown ass husband while cameras are around? Like, how much do you feel like your husband may do some dumb shit? So to me, I'm like,
on camera.
Right. It's like you made yourself you look insecure, and like y'all marriage is in trouble. Because if you trust your husband, and even if you don't trust the women around him, you trust him. And that conversation should have been with him, not his brother. You can't babysit an adult. That's just stupid.
But she talking about
I agree. And Say what, Niecy?
I said, but she was talking all that big shit on the bus. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
Going out with the stocks. This is what we like to do. What? This what y'all
she
like to do?
also said that on that back porch.
Yeah, she's really trying to act like she about that life, and you not. I think she's trying to act like the fun girl because she wants Marceau to have a fun time, and she wants to like act like she's having a healthy conversation about him being in Vegas, but you're really down there shaking in your boots.
I just hate how she always try to put it off on the women, like the women are the issue. That's what I don't like. You know, it's women out here in Vegas and they run your man, and it's like, girl, you not securing that. He should, like, you going to Vegas, you should feel 100% secure. It shouldn't matter what these other ladies out here doing because you feel that secure within your relationship, and you don't have that. So stop trying to sell that to us. That's the only thing I want her to stop doing. Stop trying to sell that. We don't wish bad on your relationship. We just want you to stop overselling when we see it for what it is, and you can't.
Basically,
if it's broken, fix it.
Stop fronting.
Don't make it like it's if it's cracks in your marriage. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, we have some issues, and so we need to fix it. But don't make it seem as if, oh, we have no issues. Y'all do, but we don't. We've never been to therapy. It's like, no, you're asking someone to babysit your fucking husband. So if you've never ever been to therapy, it don't matter. You don't trust your husband. Because not only that, you there too. He's not even there by himself, but you with him. Tisha will have a threesome, so peace. Marcel will be down and sad. She probably already had. That's why she don't trust him.
I mean, I'm gonna let it go because I instantly thought about the hairdresser, so I'm gonna let it go. I mean, when you think about the connections and all of that, but I'll let it go. Moving on from there, Mel and Martell got into it, and I just feel like I am tired of everybody getting mad when women raise up on niggas after niggas been whispering bullshit to you for like 45 minutes, and then when you finally blow up on their ass, everybody asking you to calm down. Why you antagonizing him? And I just kind of feel like fuck him. And his feelings and his emotions and that tight ass shirt and them tight ass shorts and them socks. Fuck all that shit and fuck his feelings. I'm gonna play this video. Telltale signs. You're a walk-waller. You're all that shit, nigga. You're all that shit. I said that shit. Yeah, I have my kids singing that shit too. They should be mad at you right now, nigga. You fucked up family time for them. They should absolutely be mad at you. They should be singing this song too because you broke all us up, nigga. You broke our family up when you decided to be out here with the coleslaw. So at the end of the day, big weird. Get your stupid ass out of here with that tight ass shirt on. That's all.
He thought he was doing something by trying to tell us that she planned the divorce and that she wrote that song before the divorce. We don't give a fuck. I hope she planned the divorce in order to get the most bang for her buck. Pay me for my pain, like Funky be saying. I hope she planned it. It was disgusting to me that he even had to go. I feel like he thought it was a fight he was losing, so then he had to expose in front of everybody that they were having sex. Why are you you talking about stuff you don't even need to talk about? What does that have to do with anything? Then him calling her Beyonce, he's insecure. And I hate that I thought about a situation that happened earlier this season. You remember when Mel's mom came to the house? He ended up, he was calm. Then he waited till the kids came down the stairs and said, well, your grandma's doing this to me. Why are you waiting until people come around to showboat and act like the victim? So that's exactly what he did in this situation. He was disrespectful as fuck. Got up, walked away, and said, I'm going to walk away because you're being disrespectful right now. I'm over Martell. I do think that Mel shouldn't have brought that up though, because ideally, I don't think that would have been, she shouldn't have brought it up at that moment in time. I will say that.
And I'm gonna say I agree. I agree. I don't even disagree with you about that part. I feel like was low-key being antagonistic of him in that moment by even having that conversation when you say it like that. But at the same time, it's like you're a grown-ass man though.
I feel like Mel and Martell should not have conversation unless it's about the kids. I feel like she know how he gonna react. So there's no point in even trying to talk to him about shit. Like, I feel like Mel should have never brought up her video shoot. Should have brought up that girl, because at that point it doesn't matter. I think talking to him about the shit he did on social media will always end in him being an asshole and trying to attack you and defend himself. So I want Mel to move smarter. When you know how he gonna move, don't move with that way with him, because he's not gonna be mature. So for me, when you on somebody else's trip, do not fight with your ex-husband, because you know he on bullshit. So while I don't blame Mel for how Martell reacted, I blame Mel for starting it, because you knew he would fuss with you. You knew he would not say, well, yeah, I was wrong. That's just not how he moves. And so I just want Mel to be smart. I want her to not have to continually fuss with him about the same shit that he would never really be sorry for. I feel like Martell will always make it seem like, well, you was on bullshit, not really me. That will always be his defense. And so trying to play the video made Mel look bad, because things are already bad and you're making it worse. It doesn't mean that Martell is right in his reaction, but you are antagonizing him and you're not trying to cause yourself less turmoil. So my thing is, when you have divorced somebody and you are happy, you are thriving, you don't need to antagonize them, even when they're the asshole of the situation, because you moved past this bullshit. You are successful. You didn't lose your license. He lost his. He lost his family. Like,
he never had one.
Well, he lost the business that they was working on. So I'm like, he lost everything. So I want Mel to know she don't need to floss on him, because he see her success. So for me, I do blame her for causing the disagreement, but then he still is responsible for his reaction. Like, that's on him, yes. But I just did not want her to even have that. I was like, please don't bring up this fucking video shooting. And I said, they finna fight, because he not gonna try to be civil. He not gonna say, you right, you got it. He not gonna do that. So I feel like Mel know that. So Mel, to me, is trying to produce these episodes, because she know if I talk to him, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be big, and it's an episode. So I think Mel also knows how to produce content, even at her party, at the Taco Tuesday shit. She tried to produce Destiny and Tiffany to fuss, but Destiny left. But she doing shit that she know will cause an argument, and she's not responsible for the reactions of people. But she know when she bring up something, it's gonna start a fight.
Jamie?
Yeah. I felt like, why did Mel ask that? If you've already apologized on his behalf, you knew he was wrong then, why? I mean, what was the point in bringing it up? You knew he was going to feel a way about it. So I thought that was silly. I also felt like it was still silly of him to get an attitude just because she did a video. Because my thing is, if she was around the house singing it with the kids and all this and that, why are you mad now then? Because you already heard the song before. You about knew a video was coming out. So why are you upset about this now? You want to talk about her little video or whatever. So I didn't like how he came at her. So for me, I felt like they both was wrong. I feel like she shouldn't have brought it up. I feel like he shouldn't have came at her the way that he did. And I feel like she didn't have to antagonize the situation. Like, y'all want to see this video? Y'all want it? Girl, you could have showed it to them on the bus when they asked you about it the first time. You waited. So that made me feel like when you say producing, that could have been it, because she knew how this was going to play out. She's been with this man longer than we've seen this man on TV. She know his ins, she know his outs. She knew how he was going to respond. So I feel like she had that in her pocket ready just in case, and she pulled it at the right time for him. But I feel like they were both wrong in the situation.
Yes, I believe they were, but it still fuck Martell and his tight ass shirt. Oh, bitch ass nigga. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this last one. But before we do get into the last one, wake up, beat. Wrong one. Stupid ass. Wake up, beat. Yes. Y'all, they won't let me block whoever this spam person is. Can y'all get them the hell out of here? Moderators, please. I hate that they do that shit. The fuck? Get the hell out of my comments with that shit. Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on to Real Housewives of Potomac. It has been a little bit online as far as Candace and Mia are concerned. But first, let's go ahead and just talk about Robin and Juan. Main things here. Okay. Robin and Juan went and looked at a warehouse for her hats because apparently she's bringing $60,000 every 2 weeks, but somehow she still ended up being $100,000 over budget on the house that they're building. And then on top of that, you can't afford $2,000 in rent on that building, but you're making $60K every 2 weeks. I need you to make that make sense for me, Robin. Sounds like you're lying. Just like you do about you and Juan's relationship. But I was mad that he was like, I'll be softer to you if you have a little girl for me. It's like, I'm sorry, do I look like a fucking baby making machine? I have to have a baby. I have to almost die for you to be nicer to me? Y'all, get Juan the fuck out my face.
I thought it was just a bad joke or anything else. I'm like, because you're not even fucking Robin. So I feel like it was a bad joke that he was like, that'll be funny, it wasn't funny. Her whole 60K, she said 60K a week. I don't believe Robin for a minute that she's making 60. She don't dress like somebody making 60K. And I feel like she worries about money too much to making that much that fast. And if you're making that much that fast, you would not be behind on your the building shit because you have enough to pay that shit off because you make it's Robin lying. If you make 60K a week and you can pay $2,000 a month to have more space to make more money, why would not have said that's expensive? This $2,000 ain't shit. That's nothing. That's $2,400 a year for storage. Bitch, you making 60K a week. Robin lying.
I'm trying to see what I even want to say about Robin them. I don't. Look, I don't know what to say about her in this damn location.
Because it was a nice warehouse. It was a nice warehouse. They had a little low. I'm like, it looks amazing. And only $2,000 a month, and you need the space. I'm like, you could be making triple what you make now. Right. Why would y'all even question doing that? And you can do that on your own because you don't need a staff. If it's just you putting hats in a box, but you can make the money, girl.
The one thing I did want to
she could have been had the storage though. If she making it like that, she could have been had this storage or that location. It's a dope location.
She could have had a storefront.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
Right. A whole storefront.
She could have had a storefront with her own warehouse in the back if you was making 60 grand. That's
what I'm saying.
The one thing I did want to speculate.
And then talking about what she's. Oh, go ahead, Lisa.
Was them in this house. I don't know what it is with all these housewife stars. I don't know if it's the way they get paid, but can't nobody just build a house start to finish in the timeline that they say it's going to be built. And I also would like to think that someone who has been through some sort of financial struggle like Robin wouldn't be making dumb decisions when it comes to building your house. For example, replacing marble floor with wood floor. Like, how you tearing stuff up that you just put down in a brand new house that's supposed to be built? That doesn't make sense to me.
Robin don't make sense to life. So I feel like
I was just about to say that, Jay Lee.
That's why Robin don't make no damn sense. It's like
no sense.
Girl, but Robin is so full of shit. And this is the thing, I want to like Robin. Because she seemed like if she just wasn't so stupid and had to Giselle, that she'll be cool. But Robin talk outside of her ass. You can't tell me that you are making you scared to be broke. I gotta come back. You scared to be broke, but you won't branch out with your business and you won't get more space that's affordable to make sure that you are never broke again. What sense does that make? And not only that, Robin, you not gonna be on the show much longer because you're fucking boring. So why would you not capitalize that? Like every scene, I will be in a hat. I would have a new hat every single week. You would never see me without a fucking hat on unless it's at an event. Robin is stupid. I'm like, Robin, to me, her business is better than Giselle's. Giselle had that fucking makeup or whatever. But people do like hats because we hate sometimes having to do our hair, throw a little hat on. So you have the perfect promotion, like Candy, who will show all her shit on the show. We rarely see Robin hats, and it's usually the same one. And this house y'all built, which we know is now built out, but you was 100K over. How, if you making 60K a fucking week for fucking hats out your garage or wherever she was? Robin is full of shit, and I want her to stop being. You don't even go here, Robin. That's how I feel about Robin.
I concur. She doesn't go here. Jamie, you had something to say?
I forgot. Oh, I think it was just a confessional when she started talking about how she got to go back and do the numbers. So I'm like, you might want to stay on top of that because you're the one who always owing the IRS every damn year. So stay on top of your numbers. How you doing?
And I think Robin lying. I've seen more on Monique business. I don't even look for it. Because she know how to market. That bitch been posting. Okay.
I went to Robin's website before. I was gonna buy a hat and talk about it. I went to her website. It was maybe like a total of maybe like 5 or 6 hats, but they was like pre-sale, meaning she get orders first and then order hats from wherever. So like, you don't sell out. You just order what you can order. And that's what's sold. But I'm like, bitch, I'm not gonna pay you today what won't even ship for 3 weeks.
And that also tells us that she never got the warehouse because you probably don't have on-hand inventory, which is similar to what we were describing with the girls who sell wigs. Find her vendor.
Exactly. Stupid ass. So, Dorothy. Dorothy ain't shit. I'm sorry, Candace. Your mama ain't shit. I'm going to tell you why. Because your mama actively tried to, I don't even want to say turn your fake friends, but she really tried to give your fake friends more ammunition to blow your head off with. Talking about whether your husband was getting paid or not. Talking about, if y'all were paying for your own house or not. Why do you continue to put your daughter at a disadvantage when people are looking for reasons to come for her neck? Why would you give them more ammunition? You know she just got back cool with Karen. You know how Giselle is. You don't even know Mia. And you giving her all of the tea on your child as if this is somebody you can trust. Dorothy is jealous of Candace, I believe, because Candace has figured out a way to get this check and still marry for love. I was pissed, and I forgot how much I don't like Dorothy. But to see her like on all those different occasions, and then during the video trying to steal the spotlight, I was like, this is not about you, ma'am. Again, you don't even go here.
Y'all see how much filler she got added to her face though?
I didn't even notice it.
Candace's mom had filler all throughout here. It was something about her face that was a little more
plump.
Yes.
Plump it up. I'm sorry. I feel like Dorothy has always been Dorothy. I'm not surprised at all. I feel like Candace invited her mama was stupid because she don't like your husband and she don't like him being your manager. So I feel like, why even have her here around folks who, as Candace said, isn't really happy about him managing her. Dorothy spilling all the tea was also funny to me because I'm like, that's what she do. So can we really be mad? But even when Wendy went and told Candace how Mia said, asked the question about is Chris getting paid, I wasn't mad at Mia asked that question because I wanted to know. So that would just be being nosy. But I feel like it wasn't Mia asking a question out the blue. It was Dorothy saying shit and her just saying, well, does he get paid? And even her saying how, based on how the shoot was, the car starts showing up. If he gets paid for what? Because he can do the one thing he was supposed to do. So I feel like at the end of the day, Candace's mama does things that make people feel like it's okay for them to ask her questions about Chris because she's being so messy. And so, okay, if I can get the tea, I'm going to get the tea. And I didn't like how Wendy told her to Candace on set. I felt like Candace was already nervous because the cars weren't there. So I feel like, why give her more shit to be worried about? Because now she's thinking, what are they talking about over there? So I'm like, Wendy, why would you not tell her that tomorrow? Or when she's done? Like, don't bring her more stress from the day. So I didn't like that, but that's just me.
I think it was more so just come get your mama because she over here doing the most.
But she said your mama over, because my thing is Dorothy said more shit than Mia asked. So to bring up what Mia asked and not what Dorothy said, to me, it's like, Wendy, you was being shady to Mia because she asked one question, but Diane didn't say how she don't like Chris don't work, how she's acting like she pays some bills at that house, which we don't know that or whatever. So I'm like, Dorothy said more shit than anybody else. Even Karen was like,
but Mia was already in a Kool-Aid. Mia was already all in a Kool-Aid because she was talking about how she felt like Chris shouldn't be Candace's manager even beforehand. It's like, bitch, that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right, talking in the kitchen at home. The reason got Candace.
But you know, I get that. I think it's the difference between what I saw that was the conversation that Giselle and Candace had on that trip and how they brought up before. I do feel like sometimes when you and your friends have conversations, you and your man then had that same conversation. So I didn't see issue with with Mia and G talking about what they had been through and then what Candace and Chris is going through, because in real life, that's what happens. You like, man, look, so-and-so said this and this and this, and you kind of compare to what you could have went through. So I didn't see issue with that because that do happen in relationships. You and your spouse talk about things.
It's not that it was an issue. It's not that it was an issue. It's more so that it was already on her mind to inquire about it in the first place. So I'm saying that even though Dorothy was giving up too much information, I still feel like Mia was way too eager to listen. And I even thought the way she approached Dorothy from jump, oh, how young you are and how old are you? And all of that to me was her trying to get close because I think she watched the show. She know who Dorothy is.
Oh, yeah.
So I personally felt like her energy was just like, let me see if I can cozy up to Dorothy and she'll give me some tea. And of course, Dorothy obliged.
I wanted to comment on that conversation that Mia and Gil had in the kitchen, or G, whatever. While those things do happen in real life, it was the fact that Mia had so much negativity built around it. My friends do dumb shit all the time, and I know not to put so much stock into what they got going on. I feel like Mia does not wish Candace well, which is why in the end she said she's going to be a one-hit wonder. She's going to be a flop. Who's to say that G's franchises would have won?
When did she say that?
She said that at the beginning when she talked to G. She said that if she allows Chris to continue to manage her, she's going to be a flop and a one-hit wonder.
But I agree with that though. I don't think Chris. I think Candace is talented. I think she's talented if she's with somebody who can push her because she has a voice. And she's young enough. And I do think, because sometimes people are talented and they are one hits because they don't have the right team behind them. I think I think it's smart for Candace to get somebody who knows music because she wants to do that. So I feel like it's cool that you want your husband because at that point in time, that was what was easier to do. But even Candace bringing up how we did that, it did not work. We learned from it and we moved on because she knew she needed more. So sometimes I feel like people think it's a hating conversation to say something that's true. And truthfully, Candace needed somebody to manage her correctly because Chris did not do a good job. He didn't. And luckily, the girls had, nice cars to put in the video shoot, but Woodville had Pintos. And Chris wasn't there, and she would have been asked out. So I do think Candace's point was right. I trusted you, and then something that you were supposed to do didn't happen. So I feel like there's something wrong with saying she wants to do this, and why not say Chris is a cook?
While what you're saying is logical, the bigger picture that I'm trying to draw is why does Mia care? If you're a true friend, you wouldn't talk down or even speak negativity into the air. You would allow your friend the space to learn from her lesson.
But they're not friends yet.
I mean, that even tells us more.
Exactly.
Why would you be a miserable person? You don't know her, so you don't have any reason.
That's what I was gonna say.
So much negativity upon her. You should be open.
You don't even know that lady like that. Why do you even? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know that lady like that. All they care about her music career and what she doing with her.
But they care about shit that me. I think my point is, each person on this show cares about something the other one doing that they shouldn't, in one vein or the other. But I do feel like it's true that Candace needs somebody to manage her.
Yeah.
So I think that's less negative than a true fact. But I'm like, each lady on the show care too much about what somebody else is doing. Not just me about Candace, even how anyone, Candace, Giselle, because Giselle brought up Chris not being a manager for the right reason. That came from Giselle. And then Mia said, well, yeah, because G tried to manage me and it didn't work out. But I do think each person on the show do the same shit.
I still think Mia, I think Mia's coming for Candace.
I definitely think Mia's coming for Candace. I think Miss Dorothy was out of line. I think that Mia went too far. She was also out of line to pry. And the reason why I say that is because being in comparison to a scholar who's also new on the show, a scholar didn't partake in it, she walked off. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like Mia could have chose to exercise that same thing, and she didn't. She definitely on Candace's head, for sure. And she was being messy. And her mom, Dorothy, was being messy right along with her. You do not do that. You do not give people, it's not even so much as ammunition, because some people may not throw it up in your face, but it's just the fact that it's her business. And the fakeness for me with Miss Dorothy is the fact that you sat up there and dogged this man and then walk over there and greet this man and say, hey, how are you doing? Oh, this was great. You did a good job. Like, that's the fakeness for me. And I need to know what's going on in your head that you're so insecure about, that you're so jealous about when it comes to your daughter, Candace. I think also she's losing her place a little bit in Candace's life. She sees that Chris is being that support that she needs, and her mom may not necessarily have that within her own relationship. And you did all see, Candace mama strikes me as a person that I'll do for you so that I can bring it up later and hold it over your head and tell you what I did for you and tell other people what it is that I did for you. But now you see Candace making a check from Real Housewives of Potomac, which is so funny because people act like she's not making money. She's making decent money over here to where she don't need you to pay for her home no more. So I think her mom is kind of feeling like she's losing a little bit of grasp with her daughter. And I think it just excites her, I guess, to bring her down to other people. And it's like, girl, they know people your mama talking about you too.
Did y'all see how it was I mean, I already knew Dorothy was jealous, but I caught wind of her bullshit when she was talking to Karen, and she said, I didn't know he was gonna quit his job and be a house husband. And Karen said he quit his job, and she said, well, you know, the restaurant closed. So did he lose his job, or did he quit his job and decide to be a husbander?
I wonder if he ever.
I thought they sold it.
But that's the weird part. I think all of them have different stories. Where was it sold? Did it close? Did he quit? So I always felt like there was. I think everyone always felt like Candace and Chris weren't being fully honest about the restaurant, how much he owned, if he was really a owner versus maybe just he owns a little piece of his cook. So I think there's always been a weirdness about where the restaurant went in general. So it's always been weird.
Thank you, Estella Mack, for the super chat. She said Miss Dorothy is jealous of her daughter for many deep-seated issues. I know all what that's about. I know all about what that's, which I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, I know all about that. Trust that's true. You hit the nail on the head. Lord help my mouth. Okay, Jesus. Thank you for that.
I want to highlight one more thing. Yeah, it was bothering me that they kept asking, is he, even Giselle was like, I want to know if he getting paid too. And then what if he is? Like, number one, y'all know he's not, because she doesn't have that type of budget to pay him. But if he is, then what? And it's like, if she was paying him, I felt like y'all would have complained about that. Oh, she paying her husband to manage her. I want to have my husband over there managing me. He'll be having to do it for free. So it was really a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. They would have talked either way.
Mm-hmm. I think that Chris has ownership in the restaurant, like Jalen got ownership in Black.
Yeah, I thought he was like part owner too, and he sold or something.
I think sometimes they do that with head chefs. Maybe he was a head chef and they just gave him a percentage.
That'd be the weird part. I'm like, if it ain't yours, like, don't bring it up if you can't really explain it, and they've never explained it right to me.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. The bots are block proof.
Yeah.
What is that about?
I keep reporting them. Well, are you going on through YouTube or through StreamYard?
StreamYard.
No, you gotta do it on YouTube.
To do what?
To block them.
Block them.
I had tried on there too, and it didn't work. I tried on there earlier, and it didn't work. Thank you for the super chat, Evie. I'm super mad I'm late, but sending love and light to all you beautiful ladies. Thank you so much. Sending it right back to you. Is there anything else? Okay, so can y'all talk to me and explain to me what was going on? Because I got the text part where Mia was insinuating that Chris tossed her salad. I saw that. And then she was like, oh, I was confusing you with someone else. And it was stupid. And then the argument persisted, and I must have missed what happened after that.
I try my best, and I really hate that they take this shit to social media, because somebody was talking about the show or whatever, or this Housewives in general, and I said how the shows are sometimes no longer even fun to review because it's about somebody facing somebody. So I feel like when y'all don't, not y'all, I mean like the ladies, the women from the shows are on Twitter fussing, y'all then cause the viewers to fuss. So for me, when the show go off, I don't go on Twitter unless it makes to the Jasmine brand and it's like a big issue. I try to avoid it because I'm like, y'all fussing on Twitter is stupid because it really causes more discord with y'all fans. And the show it's not like it used to be fun to review these shows like a couple seasons ago, like maybe like 4 or 5 seasons ago. Y'all fussing on Twitter is stupid. Mia saying anything about Chris doing whatever is stupid. Chris responding is stupid. I'm like, why can't y'all just leave the show to the show? This social media shit, it's not fun because we then do videos about it and they fans come at us because they don't like whoever because they promote that fussing shit on social media. So for me, I don't follow any of them on Twitter because it becomes a fussing match. If I comment and say I believe Mia or I believe or Candace, whatever it is, somebody is on one of us about our opinion. So I stay out of it. I feel like y'all should do the show. Let the fans comment on Twitter. Let the fans go back and forth. But when the start of the shows, when y'all are fussing on social media and y'all get the fans doing it, it ruins the show. Because now no one is watching y'all show for fun. It's to see who can I dislike more. Because y'all as the cast dislike each other. I'm like, I can't do that shit. That's stupid. I want to have fun with this shit. But I'm like, you said Chris was, I'm like, what was the point of that shit? That was stupid to me. But Chris responding was stupid to me. It was odd, but they do it every fucking week. I'm like, for what? Y'all getting paid to be on the show. We're going to watch the show. Don't ruin shit on social media. Because now I hate all y'all motherfuckers. I hate Mia. I hate Candace. I hate Chris. I hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to like Mia. I want to like Candace. I want to like Chris. I want to like all of them, but it's tiring watching the show and then to have to watch the after show, Twitter, IG, and them going back and forth to even figure out why somebody's mad. So you mad at so-and-so for some Twitter shit? Bitch, you on fucking TV. Fuck a Twitter. I should be fussing on Twitter because I ain't on TV. I'm on YouTube. But again, know your word. I'm like, girl, I'm sorry, y'all. It's stupid to me.
We understand. It's frustrating. Anything else anybody want to add? Well, all right then.
I'm trying to think. Okay. Let me see. So somebody hit me up on Twitter and told her that she's better than Robin. They rather see her stay and Robin and Candace go. She said, no, Robin is real. Robin is real, but Miss Candace, I can do away with her. Candace comes back and said, now I have been, trying my best and I pay attention to your handsome ass. But when I get on you, please do not act like you're a victim or a bully, right? So then Mia comes back and says something like, oh, well, you'll be mad too if it was your husband trying to toss my basically. And that's when Chris had to jump into the conversation. So I definitely put this off on Mia. I definitely blame this on Mia. Chris hopped in the conversation and told her, yeah, you're not really my type. I like all natural chocolate. That kind of made me cringe coming from a white person, me being a dark-skinned person. I don't really like to be referred to as chocolate. I feel like a lot of people don't go out and call, white people or light-skinned people vanilla. I haven't heard it, but maybe it's because I'm dark-skinned, so I have no reason to really hear it. I more so hear y'all call those individuals red, whereas we have to be connected to food for some reason. Okay, fine. Right. So I kind of cringed a little bit, but I understood what it was that she was saying. She comes back, Miss Mia, says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. I was speaking about the other guy that I met back at Myron's barbecue or whatever." So it was like really confusing. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? You're a married woman talking about somebody else's man tossing your salad. Like, Mia, what the fuck? What are you doing? You could have answered that comment, that tweet that somebody sent you. The tweet somebody sent you. You could have just said, like, thanks, boo. But no, you had to add. And see, this is the thing. She added Robin. Robin said nothing. She added Candace, and Candace actually responded to her. So, it was a mess on Twitter. It was going up. I thought it was quite hilarious. I'm not going to lie. Oh, and then came back and put Candace's feet on social media. Since Candace said her feet was big, said she had crusty feet. Girl.
I saw that.
She zoomed in on this girl feet.
Child, both of their feet looked like they were struggling to stay on the hill. Like the hill it was trying to throw them off. And it was just like, no. It's terrible. What you gonna say, Niecy?
It was a mess.
I just called her La Cienega Boulevard is.
Ooh, not La Cienega.
That's all.
Oh. Okay, so I just want to say that I've grown up being called caramel my whole life, just so we're clear. And I never thought of it as a bad thing, to be honest.
Because you had a song, Bondi. Bye with brown eyes. What was the caramel?
To be clear,
like caramel.
I was being called caramel before that song came out. Okay, and she wasn't even considered what we would call caramel, but that's okay.
I always feel the type of way when white people call me chocolate or anything. Like white people call everybody black chocolate. They call me chocolate. And one day I was out and it was a dude and I was with my mom and my sister. He said, "Ooh, let me grab this door for you, beautiful chocolate queens or something." We stood there like,
we'll grab where this came from.
Like please get out.
It's just weird to say you like somebody because of their skin tone. I think because to say I like you like your wife because of her skin complexion, not because of who she is. So it's one thing that I like my wife because if Candace was in that color, would you not like her?
I think he was trying to say that his type is his wife, which is chocolate complected and all natural, which is the opposite of Mia, who is very fair complected, almost casket sharp about the makeup, and very Barbie made body. She's not all natural at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was speaking from the standpoint of, girl, I would not eat your ass. He was like, girl, I would not eat your ass. Okay. And if she would have never said that man tossed her salad or insinuated it, then we wouldn't even be talking about this. But I think he was just trying to say, no, I prefer my chocolate. And that's because you don't want to say dark skin, because dark skin sounds fucked up, I guess. Coming from a white man, I think they think that sounds more fucked up than saying chocolate, because chocolate just sounds like variation of color versus, the negative connotation, I guess, put on when people call black people dark. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I just feel like he wasn't meaning it in a way to fetishize Candace. It was more so to show the differentiation between she and Mia. But I mean, I would fuck Candace over Mia as well for both of those reasons. I'm sorry, but she's casket sharp. And I can't deal, ma'am. You have to use a color, not just translucent powder. You have to actually get a foundation color.
But she has a makeup line. Get that.
How?
She had a makeup line before she was brought. That was like the biggest thing she was known for.
Ma'am, social media has got y'all fucked up. I'm sorry. Because in real life, unless you had beautiful skin, you could not promote for a makeup or skincare line. I'm sorry. That's no disrespect to Mia, but I'm just never mind. Whatever. Fine. Do what you want.
Now she sell candles too. So go check out her Instagram. Candles and makeup.
I want to know who her vendor is because they are on it. Okay. On it. All right, y'all. If there's nothing else to add to this conversation about Real Housewives of Potomac, we is done. We is finished. Okay, it is over. All right. And I would like for you guys to once again follow us on social media at the Ooh Ladies First Panel on Instagram. Email us at oohladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. Follow me at BondyBlue. Follow Jamie at Jamie That's Me. Follow Jay Lee at Jay Lee's Corner on YouTube and Twitter, and J_Lee's_Corner on Instagram. And then follow Niecy at Niecy Dixon. Thank you so very much for joining us this evening. It's been a ball. We love you guys. Playback. We love y'all too. We appreciate y'all for coming through and watching us in bulk in spurts, however y'all watch us, love. But make sure you come back next week because it will be on Jay Lee's Corner. And we also have we have a special interview coming up soon, which we will be announcing soon. Okay, probably at the beginning of next week we'll be announcing. So y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned and y'all following us on Instagram and y'all following all the ladies so that y'all can see who channel is gonna be on these things and all that. Okay.
We should switch it up one time. We should like surprise them and like we can't do that because we can't because I forgot it's rotation. So ignore me.
I'm gonna be like, 1 week off. Oh Lord.
Listen, love it. Child, I could have, but I pulled it together, child. I could have used this week off, but I pulled it together. Either way, we appreciate y'all for coming through. We love y'all so much. Moderators, thank y'all so much for sticking in the whole time. I was trying not to hold y'all, so I appreciate y'all staying to the end. Thank y'all so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all of the girls, and we will see y'all at a later date. Peace out.